Hey guys, brand new podcast, the Birdie Boy Relapse Tour is going. It is Sober October. I am not sober yet, but I will be. This is October 6th. This is coming out. October 5th, yesterday was Dane Cook. Today, Matt Braunger. But I am in Youngstown, Ohio this evening. Actually, right now I'm with Rogan and Tom and Ari in Austin. Then Youngstown, Ohio, Charlottesville, Florence, South Carolina. Then, let's pull it up. North Charleston, South Carolina. Next week, Hartford, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, Syracuse, and then Rochester, Moline, Indianapolis, and Chattanooga at the end of the month to wrap out Sober October. Let's get to the podcast. So yesterday we released Dane Cook. Today we are releasing Matt Braunger. We're doing both of these because both these gentlemen have specials on Moment House. It's moment.co. Matt shot a special called Doug. I'm fascinated to see it. Matt is an amazing comedian. If you don't know, Matt's been on the podcast. He was just on Your Mom's House with Tommy. He's been on Rogan. He's phenomenal. He's been in everything. He's an amazing actor, but he's a brilliant comic. And he said to me on this, you'll hear this. We talk about parenthood. We talk about him meeting his wife, us being sensitive dudes, me being overly sensitive at times. But most importantly, we talk about his special. His special is at moment.co, okay? It is for a limited time. It's for 2 weeks. Moment.co, and it's called Doug. If you go to moment.co, you will find that Dane's is still available and Matt's is still available. And he said you have to watch until the end. That the reveal at the end is the fucking flair. So I'm dying to see this. I'm gonna watch this. I implore you to listen to this podcast. And then tonight, when you're home with your wife, go to moment.co and download Matt Bronger's special, Doug. I will make it brief and simple. Enjoy the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, stand-up comedian with a special streaming right now at moment.co, Matt Braunger. Did you put any thought into having kids?
Not until my wife and I were married a couple years, and she was just like, I want to have one. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, we had never done that thing where we're like, oh, let's do you want one? Do you want, because like our history is banana. I don't know if you know, she was my manager and she was engaged to someone that she lived with.
No. Can you start this at the beginning though?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I'm fucking dying to hear this.
Okay.
Yeah. I want everything. I want to know who her old clients were. Like, keep going.
Oh, dude, she's still working. She's
for real?
Yeah, she reps Sam J. She reps Eliza Schlesinger. She reps Reggie Watts, Rob Delaney. She's got a great lineup. And
Reggie Watts is a fascinating fucking
isn't he?
dude.
He's like a magician.
You know what he reminds me of, and I don't know if he'd appreciate this analogy. Patrice. Because Patrice was never who you thought he was.
Yes.
Because you whittle something down and you see a picture and you go, I know what that is.
Yes.
Like and I
he
think
would flip it on you every time.
Yeah, he would flip it. And every time you see something about Reggie Watts, he's into cars, he's into guns.
Yeah.
Like, he's a really and you would never picture that from him.
No, yeah. And he's super into psychedelics. He's one of those guys that
amazing musician.
You know, every time I see him, I'm like, how's space? Where are you right now? You know,
he's the first comic to do in the not Ethernet. What is the metaverse.
He
did a show in the metaverse.
I was there when they
really?
Just like in the studio while it was going on. And I'm like, wait, so all those people that look like not the Legos, were the people with no arms, with the little round heads?
I think they're vets.
What are they? Minecraft?
No one got that
No,
joke.
I was thinking of the mobile guys. Am I aging myself too much? Anyway, nobody knows what I'm
You didn't catch my joke about the vets?
No, I didn't.
No arms.
Jesus.
By the way, I only said because at Red Rocks, and I don't mean this like shitty, but the entire front row didn't have legs. It's all military.
Oh god.
And normally if you own a comedy show and there's 15 dudes with no legs in the front row, you're opening with that,
of course.
But no one could see, so then I was like, I'm not gonna. And you know for a fact if they're at my show, they have a good sense of humor.
Sure,
they're not gonna give a fuck if you start lighting them up.
Oh yeah,
they're gonna be like, bring in more.
Okay,
so let's go back. Let's go back.
Okay, let's go back. So she signed me back in 2007 and got me into New Faces the same year.
2007.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think what I was doing in 2007.
Tom and I were same class of for New Faces.
Is that when Tom turned 30? Is that around the same age?
I think maybe.
Might be when I met you.
Really?
I met you at Tom's birthday party.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
I met you at Tom's birthday party, and it was around the time when we were, because Isla was probably, I bet it was around there. It was when Isla It was when you were doing you had an Al joke that Tom would fuck. Every time we got in the car, he would be like, man, you got to hear this fucking Al joke. It gets funnier and funnier. And I was like, but that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was born in 2006. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we were working together and we would go out and we would party.
Yeah.
Like she had a dude, she'd been living that thing where, you know, a lot of people did that where it's like, I've been with this person for this long.
Yeah.
I guess let's get married. I can't think of what else to do.
Yeah.
You know, I don't love him anymore, but you know, and we would go out and get wasted and we would hook up. And,
really?
Yeah. And like the next day act like, oh, never again. That was bad.
Shut up.
Dude, I remember playing the first time it happened. We were in New York and I had just shot a pilot. And I flew the next day to Arizona, play I think the Tempe Improv.
Yeah.
And we're on the phone and she's like, can we talk about what happened? Because I was just like, ugh. Like we're both like, what the fuck?
That's the one thing I miss the most about being single.
What?
Like,
just random drunk hookups?
This is going to sound horrible, but like cheating. Like that, like I there's a lot of reasons I can't cheat on Leanne. Sure. Like, obviously I love her. That's one of them, but that's not the most important one.
It isn't.
No, my career would be destroyed. You think anyone would come to my show if I cheated on Leanne?
Yeah, you would fuck that guy. Your female fandom, the bottom would drop out.
Painted me into a goddamn corner with this fucking career. But the fuck that phone call. Can we talk about what happened?
Oh, dude, it was so brutal. And then for months we would just occasionally hook up. And I remember getting like text, like from him and being like, "You see my wife?" And I'm just like, "Dude." And like we're laying in bed together. And
oh shit!
It was almost like.
And this guy that she dating, was he a comic?
No, not at all. And
what did he do? Like a contractor?
He worked in production at some level. And so I was at her first wedding. I was there. I should never have gone.
She married this guy?
Yes. They were married for like a few months, like 6 months in. She was like, I can't be with you. I'm sorry. And he was like, what the, understandably. Like, what the fuck?
Good for her and good for him.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, I need a piece of paper because there's so much I want to talk to you about. If you're listening to this and you're in a relationship that you're not happy in, you don't have to be there.
No, you don't.
And even if you're married, that's the number one thing. If you are not happy, there's no reason for you to be there because this is your life as much as it is their life. And if you're not happy, you're not making them happy.
And if I'm with somebody and they don't love me and they're just staying there because they don't want to hurt me, they better fucking drop me like a hot rock. And like, let me cry it out because you're doing me a disservice.
But if Leanne, if you're hearing this, understand, I'll probably kill you. I'll probably kill you and put you in a shallow
grave. There's one exception.
Yeah, there's
the
one
entire universe is Leanne.
Motherfucker. I've told her, I was like, don't ever plan on leaving me.
No way.
I'll be a fucking puddle.
Oh, I've called dibs on dying first. I'm like, dibs.
Dude,
you can't.
I was in.
No bullshit. I don't want some sudden thing to happen. You stay alive.
Do you think
no matter what occurs?
Do you think anyone could ever look at me with any empathy if I was at Leanne's funeral? They'd be like, everyone would go, it should have been you. It should have been you. Like, not one person. And especially if it's like cancer, they're going to be like, how the fuck are you here? If it's, I have to die first. And I'm going to get $2 million. So I got $2 million in life insurance.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's what I say. It's like a lottery ticket. I'm fucking looking out the window at her funeral going, is my boat here yet?
Yeah, but it's like, if you'd buy the saddest boat of all time, you know, because it's like, no matter how nice that boat would be, you'd just be like, fuck. Like, you know, and I know, man. I mean,
I'd name it Leanne.
Dude, that video that you put up of you after you dropped your girl off at college.
Oh, we'll talk about that.
I was like sweaty-eyed as shit watching that. And mine is 2. I've got some time.
Yeah.
16 years.
I have so much. I can tell you how to do all this shit that not fuck it up the way I did. Like Leanne thinks I'm too rough on myself. I don't think you can be rough enough as a parent.
Okay.
I think you can. I think as a parent, you have the, you should be a little hard on yourself and go,
sure.
And go, am I doing everything I can to make this the best person in the world?
Right.
Because there is that day, and mine was last night. It's the wrong word. It's the comeuppance where you go, all right, that's it. You're out of the nest.
Mm-hmm.
No rules.
Yes.
And then I'm sitting on Life 360 and I'm watching her walk around the campus. She goes kind of off campus. And she goes, by the way, George, if you're listening to this, I'm so sorry. She goes to this old motel. I'm hoping that the fraternity lives there. She's at this old motel by the river, and I'm just going, and I can't call her and go, hey, get the fuck away from
Where
wherever
are
the
you?
fuck you are. Yeah, where are you? What's going on? You just go, I hope I gave you the skill set to realize that in that motel, nothing good happens. Please get the fuck out.
Please.
And then she starts walking. I don't even realize it. I'm drunk as fuck, and I go, she's walking. They're getting pizza, Leanne. And then Leanne comes in this morning, and she goes, so Georgia, I go, got in at 12:30. She's still asleep. And she's like, really? And then I've texted her twice. I've talked to my trainer. I was like, that's the skill set you give them to go out into the world. We used to call it putting investments in their emotional bank. And so I remember being on a conference call for a TV show they wanted to do. And I was trying to get Georgia, but I was trying to get bikes, and I had to ride 2 bikes to school to get Georgia so we could ride bikes back. And one of the guys goes, what the fuck are you doing? My buddy Tony Hernandez goes, what the fuck are you doing right now? I go, I'm trying not to raise a whore, Tony. I've known him my whole life. I go, I'm putting investments in her emotional fucking bank. So I'm getting bikes, and I'm riding goddamn bikes. And he's like, okay, all right, calm down. And then someone on the network goes, I think this is the show we need to be shooting.
Yeah.
But keep going. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. And let me just say, being hard on yourself, sure, it's important.
Yeah.
But you also have to give yourself, let yourself have your own little steam. I remember talking to Joe Coy about how one thing, because I used to have a podcast, people calling in, we give them advice, and someone's like, I still want to chase my dreams. Do I have to give them up for my kid? And I was like, you better fucking not, because you need to be that person who sets an example of, look, honey, I'm chasing my dreams. You should too. Because I just feel like too many, let's talking to Joe, especially, first generation immigrants, they had to give up everything. They had, but it's like at the same time, let's give people more space to be able to friggin' chase their dreams and do that, as an example to their kids. But let me also say, I had to forgive myself for a lot of shit being with my wife, because I was not the greatest guy during that time.
Yeah.
And I had to say to her and to myself, when I had this realization, and you're here now, your wife's great, your kids are great, they're great individuals, they're far better people than you will ever be.
Far better.
I didn't think that hurts for me
way
to
more
say.
insightful.
Yeah. So you have to look at life as the butterfly effect. If you would have fucked up any less, it might not have gone as good. Does that make any sense?
Oh,
because I had to say that to myself. It's like, I wish I would have married my wife years before I did. I wish I would have said, you're it. Because I knew it in my heart.
Yeah.
But I was always like, I can't date my manager. What is that? But when you're wasted, you're like, fuck rules.
Yeah.
You're who I love. And you say all this sweet shit. The next day, you're like, I was wasted.
Yeah,
what
the
I
fuck?
said,
Yeah.
Was not a good guy. But if I would have committed earlier, I might have fucked it up. I don't know. I needed to have that F up time. Does that make sense?
It's one of the other numbers of reasons I don't cheat on Leanne. As I go, I think to myself, could I have gotten like a Victoria's Secret model if I had not committed to Leanne? What was the next one going to be?
Right.
But had I gotten that Victoria's Secret model, I wouldn't have the life I have.
Yeah.
And so I go, it's a good trade-off. Like, I get, 52 sweating in bed and going through menopause.
Right.
Concerned about her blood panel because of her hormones. And I got that as opposed to Paulina Pornisco, whatever the fuck it is. But I got a really great life. And then I go, I bet that Victoria's Secret model probably wouldn't know how to refinance a home.
Oh, and you'd be bored out of your mind.
Yeah.
Bored out of your mind.
I'm not bored out of my mind.
I'm not judging those women, but they probably lay there like a wooden plank. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay.
Yeah.
I just think I remember Canane, when I met Kyle, he was in punk bands.
Yeah.
And, he had a little slick back. He's like a little rockabilly guy.
Yeah.
And he was like women candy. Like, women used to come up to me and go, can I take him? And I'd be like, yeah, go fuck my friend. And and Kyle would be like, huh? Drunk. And they would just take him away. And he was dating this girl when he started comedy and I started comedy. And she was just a knockout, like the hottest. I'm just like, dude, your girlfriend's really good looking. He's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And he was kind of like, it's the weirdest thing to say, but she had no way of showing him that, like, ooh, I want to do it with you. She would just kind of lay there, as Kyle put it, like, you win.
Yeah.
And make him feel so gross.
I've heard that about chicks. I've never been with a chick that just laid there. I've only been with 6 chicks. in my life.
Well.
But I've never been with one that just laid there. I've heard that.
Well, and if that's what you're into, just lay there. But I think you got to let me know that you're into me. Like you want to be there with me. You're not making a grocery list in your head or
I've had a chick kind of be a bad kisser and just like,
that's so weird.
and I was like, listen, I'm out.
Is this your first kiss?
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good. I'm not good enough to carry the weight for both of us. When you're talking about giving up on your dreams and being selfish on that, that's so important. And I am such a moron that in Italy, the girls can drink. They're having an Aperol Spritz. Leanne and I are having an Aperol Spritz.
Perfect afternoon cocktail. Perfect.
The best.
Yeah.
We have one. We have lunch. We have another. My girls are in their teens, so they're like, they can drink.
Yeah.
But they're lightweights.
Sure.
So they're on their second Aperol Spritz. Leanne's a lightweight. She's on her second Aperol Spritz. I murder that one, order another one. And I said, we do this thing in our family called spiritual moments. I go, let's have a little spiritual moment. I just want you guys to know that I bust my ass so hard so that we can have moments like this. And Georgia's little buzz, she goes, oh, that's not why you do that. I go, what? And she goes, you're doing it for yourself. And then Leanne goes, yeah, there's no part of you that's selfless about your career. Like they're like, you've never given, like, just for the record, if we told you not to do it, you still would have done it.
Yes.
Like, do you think going and playing these shows is for us?
You would tell your family you were going to an AA meeting.
Yeah.
And go do comedy.
Yeah.
You know,
they were like,
I think I made some changes. Burp, Crown Royal.
Leanne's like, plumbers do it for their family.
Yeah.
You don't
bricklayers.
Do this. She goes, you are fulfilling every dream you've ever had, and then we get the runoff. Like, we get the benefits, but there's no part of you that's sacrificing any bit of anything you want for us. And I went, I was sitting there, I was like, I really honestly, no joke, I have compared myself to dudes in the military so many times where I was like, this is what we do. We're dads.
Do you remember there was that time in like the mid 2000, like 2005, 2006, where like comics would be like, my buddy Pete, he's not a comic, he's a civilian. Yeah. And I'm like, you need to stop that shit right now. Stop that shit. What we do is somewhat elite. Yeah. It's hard to make a living at.
He's a civilian.
But what's the worst that's going to happen? People don't laugh and you feel sad. You know, you're not going to lose a leg or a life.
This is what we do. So go back to your wife. So you guys what management company? She's still the same management? Avalon. Avalon.
I'm still.
Avalon does like Brad Pitt, right?
No, they produce. They're based out of England, so they do a lot of shows there. But they also,
Avalon.
I'm trying to think of something that's huge that they have produced. Oh, they did like Workaholics. They've done a bunch of stuff, but they're still pretty small here. I'm still with them, just with a different manager. You know,
but you don't have your wife managing you.
No, no, we have.
I would love that. Would love. Let's talk about me 100% of the time.
No, but like it for you, it was organic. For us, it was. For me, being managed by someone I was dating was a nightmare, and her having to put up with my what do you call it? Comedic bitch ass sensitivity, you know, was bad too. You know, it's
that's so funny.
You know,
I want to
it's like, well, why? Why didn't it work out? Why is the project not going forward? Can we stay on the phone another hour and somehow it'll change?
Did you get any feedback? I remember, shout out to Vincent Nastry. He was my manager for a period of time. And I said, I got done an audition and I said, hey, did they give you any feedback? And he goes, yeah, you didn't get the part. That's their feedback.
That's it.
You weren't good enough. And I was like, what? And he was like, their feedback was get better.
Oh my God.
They said that. And he goes, no, they didn't say any of that. They just said, you didn't get the fucking part.
It. Yeah. Yeah. Will Sasso was like, never check.
Yeah.
Never check. And it was like, yeah, you're right. Because I definitely would check too often. Heard anything? And it's like, you will or you won't. There's no third thing.
You get, by the way, if they want you, you get that call pretty quick.
Super fast.
I'm so far out of that world in casting. I actually think I don't care now.
Yeah.
I think I'd be really good at
auditioning. You would kill it. When I first started going into auditions, I would prepare so hard and then just walk in. I had it like, I don't know if it went away or whatever, but like I used to just walk in and just barf it out. But it was like, oh, either you love me or it's. I remember I went in for I had a guest role on Pushing Daisies, and I I walked out. It was like what's his name? Who did all Barry? Who did all the Men in Black movies? He directed that episode. It's Barry Sonnenfeld. No. Anyway, I did it, and I just saw him go. You know, like it was like he did. You wouldn't have a guy do this. You know, it wouldn't be like Barry
Sonnenfeld.
Yeah, that guy is a like 6'5" Jewish man who wears cowboy boots every day of his life. Beautiful cowboy boots. And he'll just have one leg over the other. And I played a crash test dummy come to life. And I was hanging on like stirrups from the ceiling in a soundstage. And he's like, okay, roll sound. Matthew, don't fuck this up. Action. It's like the best.
I love that. I love those kind of people.
Yeah.
I need such positive. I used to. I don't need it as much, but I used to need such positive feedback.
Yeah.
I was such
Why do you think we do what we do, man? We need it. You know? I mean, Dana Gould said he's like, there's a lot to be said for the mental instability of people who get on stage and beg strangers for love. You know?
I can get the one. I did a spot at the Hollywood Improv the other night, and I had a joke that's pretty aggressive. And I saw one girl just go, no. But and I was like, now I got to win her back.
Oh yeah.
And so, I spent the rest of the night.
Now let me ask you, because you're playing stadiums now. You're in the big rooms, you know,
not stadiums, but arenas.
Yeah. Arenas. Yeah. Yes.
Stadiums is what Segura's doing.
Tomato. Tomato.
I
don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like I just want to add, like, when you're looking out, you occasionally see one face that's just like,
I do. You ready? Let's be very honest.
I can't.
Dickies Arena, 11,000 people in Dallas, and a black dude walks up mid, like 7 minutes into my set with his chick. Chick's a banger. She's fucking hot as shit. He's all blue, Crenshaw shirt, all blue.
Yeah.
And my bitch ass head said, "Let's make sure he has a good time."
Okay.
Like I go because I don't know why.
Sure.
I go. He's in the front row.
Yes.
He is clearly a Crip.
Mm-hmm.
Or Crip.
If he's blue, wearing blue.
Either that or he's colorblind.
Sure, right.
Because they shoot people.
He's not going to make it.
Yeah. And I just have this thing in the back of my head. It's like, let's put on a good show. It's, by the way, it really is one of the best shows I've had in a very, very long time.
Oh, good.
But I definitely had to, throughout my set, I'm like, when do we go to him? When do we make sure keep it in the corner of your eye, make sure he's laughing. Like I don't know why that you would think, ignore the 10,998 people here. Make sure, because I don't get a lot of black dudes in my show. Definitely a lot of Crips. I don't get a ton of them.
Sure.
And so, especially that are buying fucking platinum tickets in the front row.
Yeah, man.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna make sure he has a good time.
Yeah.
And it's there's no payoff. It's not gonna. He isn't going to go to a Black Lives Matter meeting and be like, "Hang on, everyone, stop talking. Have you guys seen BertKreischer?"
Yeah.
Like, and all of a sudden, but that's so crazy. I definitely do.
There's always that one face in the crowd that, who knows, maybe they're having a terrible day or whatever, or they're not effusive, they don't laugh big, but you're just like, what the fuck?
Or like, my big thing is, because I look so conservative and I make jokes, if I see someone who is overtly liberal looking,
sure,
I keep an eye on them.
Okay.
Where I go, just so you know, like,
I'm cool.
There's like a couple jokes. Like, I so badly want to, like, there are a couple jokes that I have that I'm sure if they don't listen to the whole thing, they're going to get lost. But if they listen to the whole thing, they're going to go, okay, this guy's good.
Yeah.
But I think I read so like a Trumpster. I think everyone thinks I'm a Trumpster.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like if we're profiling, But dude, just my face. This is January 6th for sure. Like,
no, but
these
guys, you are one of the most liberal dudes I know. I was actually in the shower this morning. I was in the hot tub this morning.
All right.
I don't shower much.
I like where
these
this
days.
is going.
And I was looking at my Instagram feed.
Yeah.
And I was like, it started by saying, do I come up in Theo Vaughn's Instagram feed a lot? Because he comes up in mine. He is every third Instagram
He
swipe.
comes up a lot in mine too.
He comes up
a lot.
Well, it's like, by the way, hang on. We're about to come into everyone's Instagram feed.
Okay.
Get ready for this.
Here we go.
Oh shit. Okay, hold on. Just hold on. We're gonna work this, shop this.
All right, cool.
But I was like, you're like I don't think you probably follow the things I follow. Like I follow a lot of MMA, boat launch, surfing, a lot of like
not as much. No, not much MMA, but I do dabble in various like sports centric stuff. A lot of stuff that people don't like. I'm from Oregon, so I'll still follow like the lumberjack finals and stuff like that. So it's like and as far as being liberal, like I will say, it's like I identify with the conservative agenda. I just think the way it's been going lately has been just kind of like a little off the rails.
I'm shocked that anyone can pick a party right now because things are so fucking bizarre.
Yeah,
like things are in such a bizarre place that you're like, I don't identify with anyone.
Well, and it's
my guy's not out there right now.
And I'm getting like inured to the discourse where it's kind of just like and I say this in my special that's coming out. I just throw it out there a little bit where I'm just like, because my wife and I during 2020, as you know, when all the penis joke emporiums closed down, as I put it, my wife had a baby. So I'm like, sweet, I can focus on this and not just drink in the backyard and spiral. Yeah. Right. So we're going to drive up to Oregon and visit my parents with the baby so they could meet her. And then Oregon caught fire. And then this is August of 2020. Yeah. And then we're like, fuck that, let's stay here. And California got jealous, caught fire too. Yeah. We drove 3,300 miles across the country to Boston, where she's from, in an electric car with California plates during an election year through the South. And I met everybody, man, because we were all outside. There were people in, outside areas. Bars were just building outside bars, especially places in the South where like, fuck it. Fuck a license. And they just have a trunk of beer and go and crack one out someone's car, and like Cracker Barrels spilling out into the street. I talked with everybody and they saw my electric car. They saw the California plates. I had maybe one near altercation. Everybody else was cool. And, it's one of those things where you put us face to face. Everybody's pretty chill. Yeah. My point is there's people making money off the animosity. You know what I mean? I'm always like, who's making money off all these people fighting? And what are they doing when we're at each other's necks?
So who is it? It's CNN, Fox News.
No, I mean, that is part of it because, in all media, you're always going to click on the story of just like, look what this maniac did, and not, this guy's a good father. Hear him talk about how. Yeah. Because that's not exciting. Yeah. But I also think it's basically the people who are the richest people in the world are trying to get us to, in a sense, they would care for us to not focus on them and how, they've divested the world of so many resources and such a level of dough that should be evenly, or at least more evenly distributed. That's my little theory. But, my point is you probably don't really even hate who you hate. You know what I mean? If you're kind of throwing that stuff out there. Like opportunists, sure, and I'm not going to get political here, but bottom line, everybody wants the same goddamn thing, you know? And that's the thing I always say. It's like, nobody is just like, well, I want my kid to be a drug addict. It's like everybody wants to have this healthy family.
Lately, I have been listening to history podcasts. I'm telling you right now, it's great to go to sleep to, in my opinion, because it all ends the same. Someone gets taken out of power and some new guys take over. I do it on the tour bus, but when I'm home, I use my Raycon wireless earbuds to do it, and I'll tell you why. They look and feel and sound better than ever. With the optimized gel tip for the perfect in-ear fit, these earbuds are so comfortable, they will not budge. Trust me. They give you 8 hours of playtime, 32 hours of battery life, and they are priced just right. You get quality audio at half the price of these other premium audio brands. It is no wonder that Raycon's everyday earbuds have over 50,000 five-star reviews. I'm telling you, I have 2 pairs on my treadmill. I have 2 pairs by my bed. I don't need them in the tour bus because it's just me. And then quite honestly, if you hear my podcast playing on the tour bus, well, then that's what you get. Go to buyraycon.com today and use the code BertCast15 to get 15% off your Raycon order. That code is BertCast15 at buyraycon.com to score 15% off buyraycon.com, and the code is BertCast15. Here's the problem with technology. You see something on the street and you go, oh, that's cool, I want one. And then all of a sudden you're like, holy crap, I'm not going to pay that sticker price for that. And I'm being serious, it can be jaw-dropping. We were dropping George off at school, and I saw an electric bike place, and I was like, that's astronomical for a child. But electric e-bikes cost way less than other e-bikes without skimping on quality or features. And the price isn't the only reason that I love electric e-bikes. They are for everyone. They fold in half for easy storage for a college student and come assembled with free shipping. Plus, you can customize your e-bike with seat padding, size, suspension, everything optimized for maximum comfort. I'm telling you right now, we got them and we love them. We got two here, and Leanne and I take them and literally drive down the road just for a ride at sunset. The wind in your hair. Look, here's the thing. I have always said that being on a bicycle is the best way to take in a sunset. Being on a bicycle is the best way to take in scenery. It's the best way to sightsee. You can cover up to 45 miles on a single charge, and you can get up to 28 miles per hour with the help of the powerful 500-watt motor. I'm telling you, we went places that we would have never gone on a regular bike. We explored our neighborhood, and I'm telling, no car for errands. You take the e-bike up to 7-Eleven. On weekends, we take it out at the beach. You drive up to the restaurant, you have dinner, you come back, and it was all on an e-bike. And by the way, you're not exhausted and sweating when you're sitting down for dinner. Hop on and ride with electric e-bikes. Go to electricebikes.com and get $100 off any e-bike purchase. That's a lot. That's LECTRIC ebikes.com. When I first got to Georgia, I took her to the zoo. The LA Zoo is like my fucking thing.
I love the LA Zoo.
It's great. It's a really great zoo.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting next to the walruses, and it's whatever is my fucking memory. So it was right when you walk in, I think.
Yeah.
It was,
when you right as you come in is like the flamingos on the left.
No. Even before that.
Oh.
And before that, there's a tank to the left.
Yes.
It's
You're right.
seals.
It's like seals or
seals or walruses or like a beluga. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
one of those smooth guys that float.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's so great.
I just did it. So and I was there with a Mexican dude who had we were both lobbying to get our kids good positions to see.
Oh yeah.
And he was covered in tattoos, like all over his face and his arms, and
Sure.
like fuck the world on his throat. And
Really?
and he's got a baby.
Yeah.
And in an instant, I realized we're both just trying to get our baby the best view of this thing.
That's it.
That was all we wanted, was this thing that we made to get the best things out of. Like, it was real simple because we just wanted them to see the walrus or whatever, and we just both wanted it. And then when we ended up both next to each other.
Yeah.
We have both our girls. I don't know what he had. I don't remember clearly enough, but like, he just looks at me and he goes, and like, we're both killing it as dads.
Yeah.
And he just goes, a fucking walrus. And I go, yeah, man. And he was like, fucking walrus.
Yeah.
And the joke I used to make is that's when I realized there's no real difference. And then he looked at me, he's like, hey man, I'll stab you outside in the parking lot. Yeah, right. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I'll rob you out there. But
in here we're cool.
Yeah, in here we're cool. Yeah. But it was so fucking fun. That is what everyone wants, is and we traveled throughout the pandemic in a tour bus.
Yeah.
And we had one instance where we got called, like a fan came up and then called me a bitch for being like, hey man, we're staying socially distant. He's like, oh, you're not one of the, yeah.
And like that's the thing. It's like that's not your problem. That's him. And he probably, I'm sure you get the thing where someone's like, Bert, come do this shot with me. And you're like,
oh yeah.
No.
By the way, the pandemic kind of ended me partying hard with fans.
Good.
Because I used to go do the show and then be like, I will be here.
Dude, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember you used to tell the bar, listen, I've got, what's that place in that Improv in Ybor City? And you'd be like, tell this that one, it was like a pirate bar, wasn't it? Like a pirate theme bar or something nearby.
Remember.
Anyway, and you'd call them and be like, hey, listen, people are gonna come, and be like, you might want to add staff. And the guy's like, hey man, I've been managing this place for 15 years. Don't tell me. And then fast forward to midnight, he's like, help! Like he's got everybody. The dishwasher's making cocktails. So
those people, man, and that was when I was on this this low key what's it when you're like a good person who gives back to society, benefactor, low key benefactor.
Sure, yeah.
Where like, cause we were doing the wait staff raffle at the clubs, and then I was doing a raffle for a meet and greet. So we get like $1,600 worth of money for the meet and greet. Cool. And I couldn't keep it because it was gambling money. So I'd go to the clubs, I'd go to the bar afterwards, and I'd tip everyone like fucking $500.
Amazing.
And I was like, I'd feel fucking amazing the next day, going like, when you'd see like a waitress and come over. I remember we had like a really big, like a $3,000 raffle in Calgary, and I went to the bar, and I remember having a stack of cash, and just grabbing it and handing it to them, just, hey, thank you. And they were like, what the fuck's that for? And I go, it's for you, keep it. And they were just like, what? And like, one girl started crying, and you're just like,
dude, you just paid her rent for like
feel
months.
So fucking good. I haven't done that in forever,
dude. I will say that, like, when I was in Chicago, my friend worked at this restaurant, and this dude comes in, and like, I was first thing, tipping big is the best feeling in the world.
I can't get my wife to wrap her head around that.
Yeah, she thinks it's like pandering.
Well, because my wife was a waitress, and she still to this day lights up guys who don't tip. One of the South Park dudes didn't tip her. Stiffed her, and she's still to this day.
Yeah, well, they're big libertarians, Republicans that want to smoke weed.
Yeah, I told one of them. And so this week we're dropping off George, and we go to this restaurant to have a drink, and we have a beer, and then I go, the bill comes. I go, I got it. She goes, I'll pay it. And I went, no, I think I need a tip. And she goes, honey, I'm not going to give him a shitty tip. And I went, oh, okay, but it's got to be good. And she was like, it's going to be good. Our bill was whatever, 20% would have been $20, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever that is. She gave him $30. And I went, no. You double it. Give him $40. Wow. Give him 50 because they know who I am. Yeah. You don't want to run the risk of like, I've told it to Pete. I won't let Pete tip because Pete does it sometimes. He's like, hey, you don't want to look like a fucking asshole. I go, it's okay to look like an asshole. My rule was but this before it doesn't happen.
I waited tables for 8 years. Look like an asshole. Yeah. Go ahead.
My rule was, if this back in the day, if you recognize me and you were a bartender, you got $100, no matter what. Of course. I was like, if you recognize me, you get $100. Sure. Because that was like, it was like, hey man, like and that was like Dallas Airport, fucking 10 in the morning on a Sunday. Hey man, I loaded it up big for the machine. And then I was like, you get $100. That's what I was doing.
You won.
And now I think I definitely, my demographic's bartender, so I'd be fucking broke if I tipped every bartender $100 for a drink.
This buddy of mine worked at this place, like Italian restaurant, and this dude came in, and I mean, he might as well have had a gold chain that said Mafia.
Me?
Yeah, this guy might as well have had a gold chain on his neck that said Mafia. Yeah. Like, it was just full on slick back, pompadour, huge family, dark suit, bigger dude than him, not eating, just there, And the kids, of course, wrecked everything. You know how it is. They just throw everything all over. And the guy after the meal is like, he's like, get the bill, and he gets it. And my buddy, and he's like, here, he just throws just a pile of hundreds. And he's like, turns and goes, and there's crap everywhere. He's like, who's gonna clean up all this shit? And he's like, the bus guys. He's like, the Mexican guys. And he's like, yeah. He's like, come here. And he goes over to him and he gives them each $100. And it was just like, I don't care who you've murdered. You're okay by me, man. You know who really tipped aggressively? Like, I mean, it still does. Yeah, is fucking Rogan. Does it? Of course he does.
He was the first person to tell me. Well,
he should. How many 100 millions?
He tips. I remember getting paid out cash at the Comedy Store, and he was like, and I put it in my pocket, and he was like, "What are you doing with that?" Spread it around. And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Hey, you don't give a fuck."
Good for Joe.
And Joe just hundos to everyone. That's just great. Dom.
That's great.
I did it. I get drunk. Leanne brings a bunch of people to the Comedy Store the other night, and I get paid out in cash. Yeah. And I'm drunk. And I'm very high. Yeah. And I get the money, and grab it. No, Leanne. In Leanne's defense, I'm shitting on her, but she grew up very poor and like barefoot till third grade. Like in the
dude,
in the
my wife is not stingy. She always tips at least 25%, but never more.
Yeah, Leanne's not like that. She goes.
She worked so hard and she supported her own family, like her parents. She would pay her parents like mortgage occasionally, and now she's killing the game. So it's like I get why she's a little bit.
Leanne goes,
smart with money rather than me.
I walked out of the store and I was handing. I know that I'm going to get called out for this story because I'm sure my memories were better than it really was.
You're going to fuck up what doorman it was?
I was handing $100 bills on my walk out to the car. Yeah. And Leanne's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I go, what? Who gives a fuck? I said, this money isn't changing our lives, but it helps them out. And she goes, she's like, it's 20s. Give everyone 20s. That's very generous. You're giving out a ridiculous amount of money.
Sure.
Like I think I literally gave $1,500 just like, she's like, what the fuck? Yeah. And then I was like, oh. And then the last time I was there, I went over, I got some cash and I was like, well, I don't even think I tipped the bartenders the last time I was there. I don't know, but
you gave them 100 once.
I overtip because I know that I get drunk and forget to tip.
Yeah. Do you know how the story how Drew Carey's agent talked him into doing The Price is Right?
No, but I love every Drew Carey story.
He's the best.
Tell me.
Dude, he's the best. I used to, I've done stuff with these guys at Channel 101. They did like Yacht Rock and stuff like that. It was just a online where you'd make a short film. And he saw something that he liked that they were in. These broke dudes in Vegas. And he's playing craps. And he's like, hey, man, I know you guys. You guys want to go dinner? And he took them all out for a steak dinner and paid for all their, like he's
Drew Carey?
Yes. He didn't know them. Like the nicest guy. So his agent was like, The Price is Right. They want you for the new host. And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I might be done. I don't know. I don't know if I still want to do stand up, but I don't think I want a regular thing. It looked like it'd be fun. And his agent was like, Drew, what's your favorite thing to do? Just your favorite thing that you do. And he's like, tip. I tip everybody. I love tipping. Guy opens the door for me. I'll put a 50 in his pocket. I don't care. I love it.
That's great.
And his agent's like, that's what this job is. All you do all day is you tip people. You tip strangers. You call them up on stage and they win.
Oh, yeah.
It's tipping. And he was like, fuck, you got me.
Yeah, that's great. Because it is. Wild. It is giving. Dude, that's God damn it. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to your wife.
Okay.
and then we are going viral. And I know how.
Okay.
Because my whole point of this is like when you look at like all my Instagram feed are Jordan Peterson telling you how to be tougher.
Okay.
It is like
hilarious.
It's like, you need to do dangerous stuff. Dangerous stuff creates hard men. It's that, and then it's Rogan going, hard men create hard times. Yeah, tough men create soft times.
But are hard men not being made now? Are they not being?
I have no idea.
That's me doing a really terrible Joe Rogan impression.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's just like in Rogan's world, all he sees is hard men being made.
Joe will see a soft guy next week when I show up. I'm the softest motherfucker you'll ever meet. but that's all my feed. My feed is I'm in the business about making bad motherfuckers.
Sure.
And which is
I follow a couple of those guys.
By the way, that's such a great line. If I want to allow people the opportunity to fix their quotes. Because sometimes people say them on the fly in a podcast, and you're like, and he goes, not these liberal snowflakes. I was like, why'd you have to do that? Like, why can't you just I like a man that goes, I'm in the business of making bad motherfuckers. That's such a great line.
That's great.
Because I'm like, dude, I want to be a bad motherfucker. Then when you go liberal snowflakes, I go, oh, don't bring politics into it. Just make bad motherfuckers.
And the whole problem with calling anyone a snowflake is it started out with them saying, you think you're so fucking unique. You're a magical snowflake. But then it became, no, you melt under pressure. And it's like, which is it?
Yeah. And by the way, and you can't, I'm also, this is, all right, I have a problem with this.
Sure.
Tired speak bothers me. And I used to do it to my daughters. You're not allowed to say things that you hear all the time in school.
It's lazy.
Yas queen is not allowed in this house. You cannot say it. And I'm not.
It's kind of played out too.
And I go. You're not creating. My job is to create original speak.
Yeah.
Is that right? Did I say that right? Original talk, whatever. Original verbiage to say on a stage to people. And that is that is my business. And in my house, I refuse to allow you to take stuff you heard online And you need to use your own words.
Yes.
You're so good. You're so smart.
Yeah.
Sit down and write. Write every day.
Yeah.
And Georgia was fucking amazing at this.
Yeah.
She would write and then those words are yours. And it's cool when you see something like, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Like,
yeah.
But I go, create your own verbiage. And
sure.
and so Tired speaks. When I hear snowflake, for me, I go, you're good. If you're going to be quotable, don't quote someone else. Don't do that.
Yeah. It's a lot like when I'm in Portland and someone's kind of just like, oh, those fucking Nazis. And I'm like, okay, look, a lot of them are, sure, of the people we're talking about. Yeah. I'm not going to name any names or any of that shit, but it's kind of like, that's pretty fucking lazy. It's like I feel like so much of what we throw our hate on is just something you could just be like, you know what, that's not for me. Yeah. And just be like that and let people live. If they're infringing on other people, that's another thing to talk about. But it's like, for example, my special, finally live in Portland, on the cover, I'm just shirtless, covered in stupid tattoos, like way too many stupid tattoos.
Great. Do you have a cover? Can you pull it up?
I'm just making fun of.
Where is it? It's streaming right now?
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Hey, will you pull that up?
And if you go to the reviews, people are like, his first joke is a Trump joke, and it's like, no, it's not. It's about people sig heiling a little handful of people sig heiling at a Trump rally, and my point is, there was one of them who was just a super fucked up guy and had never sig heiled and was just like, this is cool. Hey, and the camera went off, and now he's on the front page of the New York Times, and it's like, then he goes back into work, and they're like, hey man, I think you got pretty wasted last night. Saw you at the rally. What, man? I was just there. It's like, no, you're in the front page, and it's him like this.
Yeah.
And I compared it to like a girl who's never flashed her boobs before, in New Orleans, but she's so wasted, she does it, and the picture goes everywhere, and that's what she's known for. And so my point is like, never get Nazi drunk. Is what the thing I say.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's not about Trump. It's not about any of his followers. It's about those fucking idiots, but specifically the one guy who was so drunk, he got so loose, he was like,
fuck it,
we're allowed to do this now? And it's like, that's the funny thing to me.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I fucking hate clapter. I hate when if someone's on stage and they make a point that we all kind of agree with, and yes.
Yeah.
But it's like, but where's the fucking joke? Yeah. Like I was in there's a comic called Ariel. I forget their last name, and they go by they, them, but also she, if they want to, kind of thing. And all they did was skewer every kind of perceptive judgment about who they are and how they're a little bit kind of tired of it themselves. But there's a guy who transitioned, who is a woman and opened for me a lot, named Judy in Boise, Idaho. I think it was Judy.
There's a one comic transitioned, and she's out of Denver, and I think she's a graphic artist also.
Okay.
She's fucking awesome.
Dude, I hope I'm not butchering it. I think it's Judy, but Judy had the best. Judy is huge and has giant shoulders and has a joke that I was almost falling off my bar stool crying, because she's talking about her ex, who back when she was a male dated this woman for a long time, and the woman was like still in love with him and was like, when are you going to get over this shit? I miss, whatever her, as they call it, dead name.
Yeah.
Well, I miss him. And she just flipped out and was like, did you think I want this? You know how ridiculous I fucking look? Look at these shoulders. Look at these shoulders made me laugh so hard, because that's what I kept thinking as a rounded shouldered man. I was just like, damn, you got some big ass shoulders.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's the thing. It's so funny to me that people think that there's a fucking choice there. It's like, why would most people who are trans, they know they look a little off,
Yeah.
And it's like, that's fucking fine,
Yeah.
But my point is not to be this side or the other. My point is, I don't like clapter. I like jokes. I think you can make fun of literally anything if you do it right.
I've never liked clapter, and I remember seeing it for the first time. I won't say what comic it was, but I remember seeing it and going like, that's not what you're supposed to do up there. You're supposed to say things. Yeah. You're supposed to go against the grain a little bit.
You flip it. Flip it a little bit, I remember, oh fuck, what's his name? Oh God, I'm blanking. One of the funniest comics alive, does a ton of crowd work, big, heavy
Ian
guy,
Bragg?
bald-headed,
Nope.
New York guy, longtime New York guy. What's his fucking name? He was on fucking Tourgasm with Dane back in the
Robert
day.
Kelly?
Yeah, Robert Kelly would do this.
It's so funny. That's not how I describe him. It's so funny. I as you did that, I'm picturing something more manly.
Yeah,
but Robert's a manly guy.
He's definitely a guy's guy, but
he is also, hardcore man.
But he's also that guy who's just like, I can't change who I am.
Yeah,
he makes fun of himself more than anything. But I had this joke about how people blame the concept rather than the joke not being good.
Yeah.
And he made me fucking go out on stage and do it. He's like, you got to do the fucking joke. Because it was like this dirty show at like South by or something.
Yeah.
And it's just, I just go on stage and I take the mic and I'm like, so I'm at home and I'm fucking my kid. And the whole audience is like, oh, and I'm like, what? You guys don't like kids? That's the problem. So that's why everyone's so fucked up over it.
Yeah.
Because it just, the amount of times you've seen it and I've seen it. I don't know if I've ever done it. Maybe I have, but like where a comic is bombing and they're like, oh, I guess I'm getting too crazy up here.
Yeah.
Like, I guess you guys don't like, talking about dating or whatever. They blame the subject matter when it's just like, no, you kind of just suck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I've done that on stage before. Oh, I guess I'm too edgy for the room, huh?
Yeah.
Huh, guys? I haven't done it in a while.
See, that's funny though. I mean, that's funny, especially if you're just talking about something inane. Like your wife.
I wasn't.
No?
I was getting into a Kramer spiral the week before Kramer.
Oh, wow.
Not saying the M word, but man.
Skirting?
No, it was, I fucking had this stupid fucking joke about fucking Asian Facebook. And I was like, how confusing do you think Asian Facebook is, huh? Trying to tag yourself in a photo. Like, is that me? No, that's not me.
Shut the fuck.
And they fucking turned on me.
Of course.
And I was like, guys, it's a joke. And they're like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
I was like, hold on. I think it's funny. And they're like, yeah, because you're an asshole. And I was like, no, hold on. And I was like, hold on. And then
well, you wanted to
I didn't want to have a conversation. I just wanted to go to the next joke.
Exactly.
And I was like,
also I could say that joke could be charitably described as you describing how big your white idiocy is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, yeah. By the way, there is an Asian Facebook. There's like a legit site. But what's even crazier is I think probably if you're Asian, you'd know more about this, but China runs it. And so like, I think it's like, well, it's not like,
it's all ID. It's all just stealing, filing people's shit away.
I think if I'm not mistaken, like there's what I was doing was scratching the surface of if I knew what the thing was, I think I probably would have had way more material about it.
Can I tell you the best version of the joke I've ever heard?
Yeah.
Sam Tripoli was like, Bobby Lee took me to a street festival in Koreatown and just left me. And I got to fucking find him. Talk about looking for a needle in a needle stack. Still mildly racist, funny fucking joke.
Steve Byrne called me one time.
Oh yeah.
I've talked about this. Steve Byrne called me one time and he goes, hey man, your buddy Roy Choi, I'm at his taco truck. What does he look like? I go, he's Korean. And he goes, okay, what's he look like? I go, well, you know what you look like? Kind of like that. I go, but more hip hoppy. And he goes, it's the worst way I've ever heard it. And he goes, never mind, I see him.
That's so funny.
But he's like very hip hop, like.
He's got like neck tattoos. And
he's
always got a cool
Steve's
baseball
in a
cap
suit,
on. Yeah, Steve's in his Reservoir Dogs uniform.
Yeah. He's like, oh, oh wait, never mind. I think I see him.
Bert, that is so fucked. No, I got him. Right.
Yeah, thanks. Actually, and then he called me. That's a pretty good description. He goes, we do got it. Okay, here's the thing. So we need to come up with quotable lines like addiction. So like the one, everything Theo's goes viral for addiction. Like
addiction?
I don't know.
But he's not.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hardcore recovery.
Really?
Yeah.
That's why his skin is so clear.
Can I tell you?
He looks great.
His skin is
looks great.
I wanted to ask if he had gotten work because his skin is so fucking clear.
And I will say, last time I was at the Comedy Store, he did a drop in, but I was up mildly late, and he was like, he told Emily, he's like, yeah, Braunger can go up before me if he wants.
Yeah.
And he's like, just don't go long, man. And I was like, okay. And I got a beer, and I went over to him and I was like, so how you been, man? He's like, no. And it was just like, I was like, did I do something, bro? I mean, I felt like he was watching the comic. He was in his head, and that's probably all he meant. He didn't do offensively.
No.
But part of me wonders, it was like, now that I know that, like I'm holding a drink and I'm kind of getting in his space. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I wonder.
I don't know.
I've got a lot of friends in recovery, and there are those points sometimes, where they'll have, have you played that a meeting in the Valley?
No.
You have not played a hotter room in your goddamn life.
They have an AA meeting in the Valley?
Yes. It's at an AA dedicated center. You can say anything.
Really?
You can joke about it because they've seen and done it all.
Yeah, I bet.
And it's just, you get off stage and you're like, I'm better than I thought I was.
Yeah.
Like you just, it's so good. But
no, his skin is fucking
he looks
immaculate.
Great, man.
His hair is really full. His teeth are
he had that bit where he was like, my friends are all alcoholics and I'm competitive. Which I love that setup.
Oh, he's the one that goes fucking viral. I see it all the time. Is my favorite type of marijuana was cocaine. It's great. And then the one that is all on my feed now is him going. I guess he's smoking vape pens now, and Joe was saying he hits them fairly aggressively.
Sure.
Yeah, I think it's his brain.
Yeah,
and Joe goes, "Are those things addictive?" And Theo just goes, "Oh, very." I like getting after it. That's like he's but he's like a very quotable person. Mm-hmm. We just need to come up with a quote about addiction and bad motherfuckers.
Okay,
of like I'm addicted to getting up and getting after it, like shit like that.
Yes,
because then people can put it in their feed. They can do because I didn't know. You know the reason that
I got one right now. Are you ready?
Do it.
Hey man, I'm just do the camera.
No, they just need your audio.
Okay, great.
They just need your audio.
Hey man, because you got to be a little humble.
Yeah, you got to
say something crazy, insane.
You got to be humble.
Okay,
yeah.
My thing is, I'm addicted to slapping mountains in goddamn half. That's what I do, and I'm addicted. I see a mountain, slap that shit right in half.
Perfect.
I'm addicted to slapping mountains in half.
That's really fucking great.
You know, I think it's. I think I said it too badass. I think I should. No. I think you want to just throw it away a little. You know. I mean, look. Hey, Bert, man, I'm just addicted to slapping mountains in half. I just am.
No. I like the way you did it first.
Really?
Time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's got to have a little gravitas to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
I'm the kind of motherfucker that goes into the jungle, finds the biggest motherfucker, smacks him in the dick, and goes, "Now I'm the biggest motherfucker." Does that work?
It's wordy. But I like it. It's a lot. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. You know.
So Isla had one, and you know what the clip that goes viral, and then people pull the audio and then act out the thing.
Yeah.
She made me take it down.
Oh shit.
She was like, "I'm not becoming that person," and I was like, "I'm only trying to become that person."
Yeah.
Like I want people to fucking go, "I'm the machine." Like I want that like. And she goes, "Yeah, I'm not going to be that person. I'm definitely not going to be that person." Mm-hmm. Pull the clip down right now.
Yeah.
And so I pulled the clip down.
Well, but the machine is multi-layered and serves you very well. You know, it wouldn't work if you weren't such a ball of sensitive boy. You know what I mean?
You have nailed. I am so fucking
Dude,
sensitive.
Me too. That's how we vibe. I am the same way. I love to drink. I am very sensitive. I cry very easily over things. I'm very emotional.
I cried this morning.
Yep.
I cried this morning.
Yep.
You want to hear this? I cried in the hot tub. I get up. I'm in the hot tub. We had a beehive in our backyard. It's the funniest thing. Isla is terrified of bees. Like irrationally terrified of bees. Mm-hmm. She couldn't play the outfield anymore because all she did was look for bees.
Yeah.
And so we dropped George off at college, so I'm emotional at that.
Yeah.
We come home, and at the airport, Leanne goes, "So we have a beekeeper at our house." And Isla's like, "Could this day get worse?" And Leanne goes, "Well, there's a beehive of about 1,000 bees in our backyard. It's in our fence. He's removing it. But just so you know, the bees are swarming in our backyard right now." And Isla is like melting down.
Oh, shit.
So we come home. It turns out, bees, it's illegal to kill bees in LA. So this beekeeper comes, he puts a box out. He gets their queen, put their queen in the box. But they go out and forage all day.
Yeah.
And so when they come back at night, and they all get in the box, and then he closes it up at night and takes them away.
Okay.
This morning, I'm in the hot tub, and I see one bee, and he lands, and you can see like he doesn't look good. He looks like
those solo bees.
Yeah,
they are like the bee, the junkie bee, right? It's just like on the pavement,
he's been up
like
all night. Going, I was a fucking 10 minutes late. You guys shut the door.
I can't believe she fucked my boss.
Yeah, and I'm videotape. You hear it on the Instagram. You hear me start to cry on the Instagram, and I go, "Look at him. He's like, where's all my buddies?" And then I was like, it's just kind of like someone sent him to college, and then I just started crying, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, now I'm crying too much. The picture of me crying that I put on Instagram, it got more likes than anything I've ever done on Instagram in my entire life.
People want something real. They want something real, you know? And what is it? If you were a guy who's just like, hey man, all I do is I drink and fuck, man. I don't know. I'm a badass. Hey man, 11,000 seats in Dallas. What'd you sell, fucker? I'm the machine. That dude would suck so bad. Everyone would hate that guy. He would suck.
The dude would be aggressive to be around.
You know, like, okay, Joe Rogan, genuine ass kicker. What, he's like 8th degree black belt or something insane?
Yeah.
You know, if he called himself the machine, we'd be like, fuck off.
Yeah, he doesn't have a nickname.
Doesn't need one. He's Rogan.
He's Rogan.
Like Wolverine is Logan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
they're
crazy.
both pretty short. Guys, come on, everybody.
That's crazy. Like, I'm the most sensitive, full of shit human being alive, and I have a million nicknames. Rogan is a tough, badass, straight to the point dude, and he's like, my name's Joe Rogan.
I'm Joe.
And that's it. That's it. That's all he is.
Yeah.
He's Joe Rogan.
That's it. You know,
that's crazy.
You can't have the machine sounds so insane. You know, it sounds like calling yourself RoboCop.
Yeah.
But you know,
it's only
story.
It's only funny. I never even thought about that because I think I called myself the machine on like, it was on accident, but I was like, yeah, it's a badass nickname. But I'm a failure in that story. Like, so like, like it's kind of ironic that I'm like, I'm the machine, and you do nothing machine like.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there is.
That's my point. Is that's why it works. You know.
Then maybe that's the idea. Maybe we need to make sensitive soft boy clip that people can use.
But it's hard. It's hard but soft.
Yeah.
You know
like
what I mean?
I'm the baddest motherfucker in the jungle, and sometimes I cry.
Sure. I think just to take yours and flip it.
Yeah.
What I do, man, is I go in the jungle, find the baddest motherfucker, I punch him in the dick and go, you're as fucking sad as I am, bitch.
I like to go into the jungle, find the baddest motherfucker and go, hey man, do you have a good therapist? And if he says yes, then I go, cool, can I get his number or her number? I'd work better with women personally.
I walk up to the baddest motherfucker in the baddest part of the baddest jungle, and I walk up to him and I said, I'm not even gonna fucking hug you, bitch, because we'll both cry and you know it. And then I slap him.
I walk up to the baddest motherfucker in the jungle and I size him up and I go, hey man, are you afraid of flying? Because I'm really afraid of flying. Do you have a therapist?
I walk up to the baddest motherfucker in the jungle, I unzip my jeans, pull my nuts out and go, hey look, I sat in some gum. What's up? I'm Matt.
What's up? I'm Matt. I wish I thought fucking the only thing I've ever gone viral. I mean, like the only thing I've ever said on a podcast that I've said other stuff that's gotten like traction, but it's all me being an idiot.
Sure.
Was when I said to Caleb Presley, I said I would never quit drinking.
Yes, I remember that.
Like,
I thought about that because yesterday we had a yard sale. In the driveway.
What year is this?
I know.
You had a yard sale?
Yeah, we just went. We had some clutter in the house, and we're like, why don't we just sell this shit? And all these people came, and we didn't have a ton of stuff. It was funny, like the old Russian guys is like, am I late or early? Where is everything? And I'm like, come on, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Am I late or early?
Yeah, I didn't know what it meant really, but. We had one, and my wife and I and a friend of ours, we just drank mimosas like all morning, and then we switched to Miller Lights all afternoon, and like healthy sunshine buzz. Had put up a tent, had the lawn chairs.
Oh my god!
And
I'm gonna have a hard time not drinking in October.
You're lying, yeah. You're lying about. I never quit drinking it because as soon as we're at brunch and someone's like bottomless mimosas, yes. And I know we're going to have the best day,
Yes. It's the greatest feeling. It's the greatest feeling.
It is a good feeling.
I was having feelings and, taking Georgia to school, and we went down and we got a pizza at like the place on campus.
Nice.
And I was like, and the guy goes, IPA? And the way he said it, I went, yeah, that's exactly what today needs. That's like, it's the best thing I've ever heard.
Sure. Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, I'll take an IPA. You got like a nice grapefruity one? Like it's a great, people overlook IPAs for their complexity, I think, in just how bright they can make your day.
Anytime, God, the amount of times you've said something while I've been sitting here, and I'm like, I could tell him 5 stories right now.
Dude.
One real quick. I was just at the supermarket on Friday buying a sixer of IPAs, and it was me and 5 other guys with salt and pepper beards, like shouldering each other out of the way to try to get it. You know, that's the quick one. A little bit longer. A friend of mine in Massachusetts, there's a brewery there called Trillium. During the lockdown, guys would just get a pallet and put it in their truck. This is all my beer for the winter.
By the way, that makes my heart race the way you'd hear a grandfather go when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
When you hear, this is going to sound horrible because I know people died during the pandemic, but I romanticize the pandemic in my head.
Oh yeah,
so much.
Yeah,
so much. The simplicity.
Biggest break we've ever had.
Oh,
I took care of a kid. So my friend's driving and he listened to a Pearl Jam live album, right? Like a 40-something white guy with a beard like ours does.
Yeah.
Buying a pallet of IPAs.
Yeah.
And he, you pull up and you roll down your window and the guy's like, what's the order? He's like Sneed, his last name Sneed. And so he turns the album down, but it's still playing. He's like, oh, it's the car ahead of me. That white guy's listening to the same Pearl Jam live album, buying fucking pallet of IPAs. Like, could we be more middle-aged white dude? But it is there. I mean, people put him down. Kyle Kinane describes it as sucking on a wet couch. Fair.
I describe it when you drink an IPA too fast. It's a lot like blowing a shoe shine boy. The smell in your nose is like shoe polish. Can I tell you a horrible IPA story? Oh, horrible.
You just
IPA?
did.
No, I'm going to tell you even worse.
Okay.
So we are in. I'm 37 years old. I'm in Utah. We had just gone done a backyard slingshot, and I am flying to Las Vegas to jump off the stratosphere. And we had gone to a restaurant in Utah where they had high altitude IPAs, which is what they called them. It was basically high liquor content.
Yeah, high APV.
Yeah. I have to fly that morning. I'm having anxiety, so I get up and I start drinking IPAs around 6 a.m. And and they're going down pretty quick.
Yep.
Until I get in the shower and I go down to, I think, wash my foot, and I throw up all the IPAs, all of them, in the shower. And then I'm left with a decision. Do I go back to drinking IPAs or do I switch to something else? I'm going to throw up just thinking of that.
Yeah.
I think of that so much.
Do you remember I saw you after you jumped at the LAX airport? You just shot that episode.
Yes.
And I walked, you looked like you were in a bomb shelter at the end of the world. Like everything had blown up and you wandered out and everyone's gone. You had the 1,000,000-yard stare in your eyes.
Oof. And
your hands were shaking and you were kind of just standing there. And I was like, Bert. And you're like, huh. And I was like, what's up, man? And you're like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I have this show. And you went through this thing of, I have this show. And I'm like, I'm aware. I watch it. And you're like, I jumped off I bungee jumped off the stratosphere in Las Vegas. And I was like, holy fucking shit, dude. And you're like, yeah, I'm still pretty fucked up. And you're like, where are you going? And I'm like, I'm playing Wise Guys in Salt Lake City. And you're like, oh, I love Salt Lake City. I want to move there. I want to live there. And you seem to kind of calm down.
Yeah.
And you were kind of just having this moment of just like, oh, I just want to be there right now. I don't want to be flying somewhere else.
I was
because we all see each other at the airport.
Yeah.
All comedians see each other. I remember before he got Daily Show, Roy Wood Jr. and it was like, where are you going?
He was all here. You'd see him in the airport
always.
A lot. Yeah.
He was always on the road. And like, it's that thing where we're all kind of shell shocked, but you were like next level.
That show fucked me up. All those shows fucked me up because I didn't want to do any of that shit. and I did it. It's an interesting study in willpower because I would have a come to Jesus.
Yeah.
Every fucking morning.
Weren't you the same motherfucker who was just saying like, I didn't do anything really to provide for my family. I just did this for myself.
Yeah, what the fuck do they think?
See, if you would have had that in your head and you're just like, you know what? I need a bucket Aperol spritzes right now so I can tell you ladies that I got tackled and injured. Okay?
They have a very acute way of mocking me.
Sure.
When I'm at my most serious.
Oh God, my wife can do that.
And
my wife.
Oh, I said to the girls one time, I was like, So when I got done with Travel Channel, I fell off a waterfall and I fucked my back up. And it's a long story, but I was addicted to oxys and Valium, and then got off them. And then Leanne got me in therapy. And I remember telling them the therapist's assessment was, you have not OCD, not APV, what?
PTSD.
STDs, yeah. Or PTSDs.
And STDs.
PTSDs.
Somehow.
PTSDs.
The waterfall gave you chlamydia. Right.
So I had PTSDs, and I remember saying that at dinner, and Georgia just giggling and going, from riding roller coasters. And I went, oh, it's more than that. Because I got really panicked towards the end, because I couldn't even be locked in a roller coaster because I get anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I got stuck in one for 45 minutes.
Sure. Yeah.
And I got stuck in one. The one out in Magic Mountain out in Valencia. It's the one where you stand in it. They lock you in. The floor drops out, and then they put you like you're flying. Oh, yeah. And they fly you around, and then we're in line to get out. And I did not have any anxiety at the moment. And I hear someone go, I think the ride's broken. And I was like, huh? No. And they're like, don't worry, we're gonna get you guys out. And I was like, okay, I'm sure it's gonna take a minute. I'm fine. So we pull into the thing, they bring the floor up, and they leave us parallel. And I said, hey, what's this look like? She goes, I remember the lady goes, don't worry, the technician's kind of on his way. And I said, okay. I said, where is he? She goes, Ontario. And I went, did you say Ontario? She goes, yeah, he lives in Ontario. He's on his way. And I went, Jesus. I meant where in the park? He's not in the park. She goes, no, he's not in the park. He's at home. He's on his way. We have a massive problem. And then I said, hey, I need to get out right now. And she goes, that's not going to happen. And I said, can I talk to you real quick? And I'm melting down. She comes over, very kind, I would say lesbian looking woman, only so that you put perspective on. She was a little tougher than I was.
She was capable.
She was a tough person. Sure. She came over. She said,
she's a little mask, little butch.
She goes, we're gonna have to manually get everyone out. It's gonna take a little while. He is on his way. He's on the phone with the people here talking about one of the things, and we're gonna try that. But this could be about 45 minutes until we start getting you out. And I went, and I looked at her and I said, I can't do that. And she looked at me. She goes, honey, you're gonna have to. And I went, wow. I go, I need help. And she sat crisscross applesauce and held my hand. She goes, I'll be here with you the whole time. That's great. I'm not going anywhere. This is a gruff lesbian woman. Sure. And she goes, I'll be here the whole time.
She's a mama bear.
She goes, let me tell you why you're safe. This is earthquake proof. If there's an earthquake, you are the safest person in this entire park.
Incredible.
She goes, you cannot and will not die in this ride. No one has ever, she went through. Yeah. And I talked to her for 45 minutes, and I told her stories. I was just panicking.
Yeah. Great.
The guy showed up, and the second he showed up, all the anxiety, I was like, all right, we're getting out. And it still took another 15 minutes for him to get us out. Yeah, but after that, anytime I got stuck, anytime I got put in a ride where we were just waiting a little longer.
Yeah, that seconds.
And my daughters are like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Fall is officially here. And with a new season comes a new routine. But if you're like me and you get sick of the same old day in, day out, luckily, Factor is ready to eat meal delivery, making it easy to switch things up with 30 plus meal choices per week, 36 plus weekly add-ons, and options to add protein to select vegan plus veggie meals each week. I love my Factor meals. I just ate this one a minute ago. This was white cheddar chicken, and it delivered. It was 630 calories. I feel healthy, and whether I'm out and about all day or just cozying up at home, Factor's fresh, never frozen meals makes it easy to fuel up fast with meals delivered ready to heat in just 2 minutes. Literally 2 minutes. And let me tell you something. When you're heating up a meal, those minutes count. Savor the harvest season with Factor's Pumpkin Feast for Two, featuring fall's most craved-for flavor, pumpkin. This ready-to-eat meal bundle helps you make the most of autumn with a full spread that feeds two. Date night, anyone? Huh? Leanne loves pumpkin. Factor's, hence my body. Factor's rotating menu has a ton of fall options every week also as seasonal favorites like 3-bean vegan chili. I had that yesterday. Apple mustard pork chop. I had that the other day. And Tuscan tomato chicken, which I have not had yet. Factor is cheaper than takeout, seriously, and thanks to their commitment to ingredients with integrity, you can actually feel good about what you're eating every single day. They have endless options. You can choose keto, calorie smart, vegan and veggie, protein plus to get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved recipes that you look forward to every time, like I do. Not only do Factor's meals save me time, but they also keep me hardcore satisfied. Their chef-crafted recipes are packed with restaurant-quality flavor. It's so good. You almost can't believe it's dietitian approved. Here's what you need to do. Head to go.factor75.com/Bert60 and use the code Bert60 to get 60% off your first box. That's code Bert60 at go.factor75.com/Bert60 to get 60% off your first box. Maybe the internet's filled with all tough guys. Maybe they need sensitive, soft guys.
Oh, they got plenty.
For these, because there's got to be just as many kids in high school flipping through TikTok going like, I'm in the business of making bad motherfuckers. And then they're like, oh, like when they listen to it and they're like, I don't really identify with that. Yeah. But I mean, I wish I could, but like, why do I cry so much? Why do I need everyone to like me the way my dad likes me? Like, why the fuck? How come chicks dump me? How come I feel like, can I tell you, this is what I felt like my whole life about everything.
Okay.
I was thinking about this morning. My buddy one time told me that he dated a girl, and then he goes that I was oblivious. I went to bars every single night. I know people are never going to think this was me. I went to bars every single night going, I hope to fall in love. I hope someone comes up.
I believe that you 100%.
Yeah. But I think people think I just got hammered. I did get hammered. I danced on the bar. I fucking took my shirt off. But like, I every night was like, I hope someone falls in love with me tonight, and I fall in love with them every fucking night in college.
Here's the viral moment for a man to listen to, for a young man to listen to. Do you really think every guy who's hitting a bar, getting wasted, trying to fuck, just wants to fuck? No. They want someone to validate them. They want companionship, at least for a short amount of time, because life is a lonely shit fire, Bert. Life is brutal as fuck. Being alone hurts. All right? The philosophers have said it. Existence is pain.
Yeah.
And when you're with someone else, you share your pain and it feels better. That butch lady who came up to hold your hand, you helped her too.
I hope so.
You know, she's like, she drove home, listened to that fucking song, How to Save a Life. Like that was playing in her car.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's like, yeah, dude, I was a horn dog. As I used to throw this line out on stage where I'm like, I don't mean to quote the Bible, but I used to chase pussy like it stole my wallet. You know, and I'd be like, that's Book of John.
That's a great line.
So dumb. I used to say, I would say it out with friends and their wives just to watch their wives go, the fuck did you say? Because they would laugh harder than my male friends would. So, you know, you definitely, sex is men are much more immediately horny and horny for no reason than women are.
Yeah.
But we are just as needy in terms of emotional validation. We still, I don't care how soulless your one night stand was. You guys shared something. You smelled each other. Yeah. You talked for at least 10 minutes. One night stands. They generally suck. Because
might have had one.
I think if I would have been more like, you down to fuck, so am I. Like if I was that guy or something, and a girl's just like, fuck yeah, I am. You get that maniac, and you guys do that, and it's all just transactional. But that's so rare. It's just, there's at least something you shared for that night that you'll both kind of always have. And I firmly believe that. I'm just saying, the connection is as important as the
connection was more
as the bang.
You know, more
so you saying that you're just being more honest than most dudes.
I would go every single night to those bars and usually hang out with the same people, you know, roughly. Wasn't that diverse of meaning like new people showed up. It was, you know, it was Yanni's and Po' Boys and Ken's. Yeah. And I would look every night hoping someone fell in love with me when I was single. Even when I had a girlfriend at times. And then I remember my buddy was like, he started dating this girl, and we were drunk, and he was like, "You're just mad because I took her from you." I was like, "Took her from me?" I thought about this morning in bed, and I went, "Took her from me? What the fuck are you talking about? Took her from me?" He goes, "She wanted to fuck you, but she ended up fucking me." And I went, in my head, I was like, "Wait."
Oh,
Someone wanted me,
dude.
I was like, wait,
The
how do I
amount
know?
of times I've had, or like someone's like, dude, why'd you screw that up? And I'm like, screw what up? She just needs someone to talk to for a long time.
Yeah.
Dude, the bar's closed. Why did you walk away? You know, and they're like, she wanted to fuck me. Like, so stupid.
I'm envious.
So dumb.
I'm envious.
I've done that
of
a
dudes.
few times for sure.
I'm envious of dudes who were oblivious to the way they behave. There was one guy, I won't say his name, but like he would just try to kiss every chick that talked to him. He'd talk to him, and then he'd lean in to kiss him. It was his move. And girls would mock him.
What's known as a
behind
kamikaze.
his back. Yeah. Girls would mock him behind his back. And I looked up to him because I went, I wish I had those balls.
Sure.
I don't have those balls.
Yeah.
I care what people think about me. There's so many girls I dated that I didn't try to kiss because I was like, I care what she thinks about me. And I don't want her to think I'm a bad guy. I want her to think that if she just wanted to be friends, I'm here for that. But if she wanted more, I remember being in bed with one of the hottest women. I'm going to show you what she looks like. So you go, okay.
Jesus.
Don't
show me a picture of a sleeping woman, please.
I was
Please.
I was in bed with this woman right here. I can't fucking see anything.
Take your time.
It's like, what happened? What happened to my fucking? Is it a brain tumor?
No.
It's got to be. I'm gonna turn off Wi-Fi so that I can pull this up. I was in bed with this woman right here. Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Let the record show that is a smoking hottie.
yeah, and we were partying, and we were just laying in the bed. We weren't hooking up. We were just talking.
Sure.
And as the solid B-man move I used to do all the time, let's talk. Let's razzle dazzle.
hang out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and she said to me, I said something about, I don't know. She goes, yeah, I don't get hit on very often. And I said, why? And she goes, I don't know. No one ever tries to kiss me. And I was like, and in my head, I was like, okay.
That's a shame.
Like,
Pizza's here. I'm going to take off.
almost to a T.
Yeah.
Let me see if the guys are up. Let's all go party.
Yes, let's party.
Yeah.
Yep. That was it.
And I just was like, I was like, because I was like, I don't, if you're being sincere,
yeah,
and you're looking for a friend to talk to, I want to be that person for you.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could ask her now. Like, I wish I could, but then I'd be like, wow. Then
Don't be that guy. I could have fucked you, right?
Yeah.
Hey, were you?
That would be a great
Tell
app.
me
That
we
would
were
be a
going
great
to.
app if you could just go and you, like, on Facebook, if they just put like a thing of like, would you have had sex with Bert in college? And then I can see all those people and see what they look like now.
Did you send vibes out? You can submit anonymously. You know, only my producer will see this. We promise we will never put your names in print or whatever.
I mean, it's so funny.
Yeah.
I never. That's the videos you need to make is for boys that are like, like just some guy sitting.
Dude, I tell you, I was always the guy in junior high at dances who would go up and ask the hottest girl to slow dance.
Oh my God.
Because no one else would. And she'd be like, fuck, fine. And everyone's like, look at him. Look at that. How did that weak chin son of a bitch, you know, it's just like no one, she doesn't want to not dance, you dipshits.
I think, can I tell you, I think it's grooming in that.
Oh boy.
That's the wrong word. That's the wrong word.
I think it probably is.
I think it's this nature versus nurture thing. So
yeah.
I
Did you have, I know your dad probably wasn't a maniac, right?
No, he ran marathons.
Okay. But like, no. I don't mean in terms of partying, but in terms of like, you know, he wasn't like, for want of another term, he wasn't a poon hound.
No,
okay.
He wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't. My mom and dad were, when I was a kid, were very in love and very much like family oriented.
Sure.
Like
Mine
it was
too.
just me and my sisters. Went to baseball. I played golf with my dad.
Yeah.
Like we never really went out. We didn't do party at all.
Did you have any crazy uncles?
Yes. I had 9, and they all not all of them, but probably half of them lived with us in Florida.
My buddy's Bobby's dad said something insane to me that is brutal, but in a sense kind of true. Where we were all at I think we were in Nordstrom's shopping or something.
Yeah.
You know, and there's a girl over there, and you know, one of us like what it was like talking to her or something, and or like he's he clocked one of us looking.
Yeah.
And this is a married guy who doesn't cheat on his wife or anything.
Yeah.
But he's kind of like he's like in a rock band and shit, you know, kind of a cool dad. And he's like, go talk to her, man. And my friend, I forget what it was, like, he's like, I don't know. He's like, And mind you, we're like 12. He's like, got to be bold to get some nookie. Like, excuse me?
Oh, man.
And okay, that's a fucked up way to put it. Gotta be bold, but you do.
But yeah,
women don't want you to waste their fucking time. I'm not saying go up and be like, wanna fuck, like the guy I was talking about before, but it's like, it's okay to make an attraction known in a sense. There's cool ways to do it and good ways to do it, but
I always appreciated
that person that's just like, I just wish she'd kiss me first, you know.
Ooh.
No, but don't just kiss every girl you meet.
I wonder what that guy's doing.
That's genuinely hilarious to me.
He used to.
Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, every fucking girl, and I'd be like, it doesn't work, and he goes, well, it has.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, it has. So is
Gene Simmons methodology: hit on 100 girls, 99 say no, but that one. And it's like, yeah, but you've annoyed 99 women, man.
Yeah, I think I had such a very there aren't. And then, like, but I was also like a regular kid.
Yeah.
So I wasn't, it was like I wasn't the full flown spectrum of like some kids I knew growing up were like really soft. I was a regular, like getting a fist fight kid, but I also had this sensitive side that does not serve me well. I mean,
doesn't it though? I don't think you would have gotten the wife you have. You would not have raised the daughters you have. I think it's important to have a dad who's,
I would love to get rid of
strong and will defend you and stuff, but it's like you want that degree of sensitivity. Maybe yours is so high, you might get annoying to them, and I think they might laugh hearing this. But that said, it's better than that dad who never cries. Because when those guys cry, they don't stop. No, it's like a week.
They mock me if I cry. They mock me.
Dude, my daughter got me so fucking bad. I had to go in the bathroom and sit on the toilet and cry a little. Yeah. Because I now that I'm afraid to cry in front of her, but she's so emotionally, she's 2. Yeah. If I start crying, she's like, what's wrong? Something's wrong. And it'll make her sad and she won't even know why. Right. Yeah. I can cry in front of her in like 2 or 3 years, let's say, openly. And I know that because my grandpa-in-law, basically, I don't know what you call it, my grandpa-in-law, my father-in-law, he went to the hospital and had to have some work done, and he's fine. Yeah. But at the time, my wife was kind of a wreck, and Rose hugged her, and she started crying, and Rose started crying, didn't know why. And I was like, okay, I need to stay away from that, especially if it's just something my kid said. So
my dad laid the rule down when I first had kids: don't cry in front of them.
Right.
Don't cry in front of them.
And that's not true. You can cry in front of your kids, but this is just me right now. So I'm lying in bed. I had a little bit of a cold. Rose had a cold, and she's coughing, and I'm like, and then I cough, and she coughs, and I'm like, and she's like, and I'm like, Rose, do you hurt? And she's like, no. She goes, Dada hurt? And I'm like, I'll be right back. And I went in the bathroom and just like, fuck,
he hurts in a way you don't know, Rose.
It's bad because she blames everything on me. She'll bang her head and go, Dada, no. No, Dada, no, Dada. Yeah. Like, I'm not the table. You ran into the table, you know? And that never hurts when she yells, no, Dada. It just makes me laugh. And she'll go snitch and run to my wife and be like, Dada. Like, I didn't do anything. Yeah. You know? But the shit that hurts is when she's sweet.
Like Amber Heard.
Not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
Dada.
She also, we were on, I'll say about her, but like, we were on a plane and there's like 5 babies crying. And Rose doesn't really cry much on planes, but she's kind of yelling, like cut it out, like to other babies.
Shut the fuck up!
This one baby, everyone else has stopped crying. This one baby, like a drill bit, just a screaming cry, and I feel so bad for his parents. And then as I'm like, God, I feel so bad for that. In the middle of that thought, Rose goes, "No, baby, no, baby," and she's got both fists like this.
No, baby,
no, baby. I'm just like, I can't tell this 2-year-old
be better. God, I miss. We didn't have like cell phones when George and Otto were born. It was all cameras, like real cameras.
Yeah, sure.
And I have no idea where those photos are. I have no clue.
Film.
Yeah,
no one has film.
We look at. I look at how much I have. I gotta fucking get off her page. Leanne's gonna be like, "Who the fuck is she?" It's
a girl I could have maybe done it with. Whatever.
Hey, wait. Let's talk about your spouse. Well, hold on. Let's talk about 2 different things.
Okay.
I want to talk. I never really got the whole thing with the wife, though.
So I was at her first wedding, top 10 drunkest times in my entire life, and that's saying something for me. Yeah, I mean, everyone ended up at a house party nearby. A friend of mine found me in a closet, just sitting on the ground with the door shut by myself. I didn't have any feelings for this person, and she and I, in her wedding dress, hung out more than anyone. Like we're the whole party. We're just walking around doing shots and shit. And then it stopped for months and months. And then same thing, just started up right again, even though she was married. And then she separated from her husband. She got her own place. We started dating in secret, did that for months and months. And then she was like, I can't fucking do this. I have to tell people. So we told people, and it's like exactly what I was afraid of happened, where people kind of started looking at me differently in the industry. I already had these agents who were kind of shitbirds and stuff. And that was kind of the final straw where they were just like, they're not doing anything. So I left that agency and I moved to another one. And then it just, basically it was the hardest time in my life to navigate. And I was like, I don't know which way is up. And I broke up with her. And then
why did they treat you differently? Because
I just feel like put it this way. How would you look at a female comedian who's dating her male manager? It's kind of gross. You know what I mean? If it just happened during the thing, it's the exact same thing for a male one dating the female one. And that's an angle that I looked at it. So and a lot of that might not be correct, but that's how I felt. And it was fucking hard to deal with because it's like when you've been doing comedy all your life and it starts catching a little bit and you're getting a little heat, you're like, I can't fuck this up. But at the same time, if you have a great love in your life, that's more important than anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even if I'm working at fucking Jiffy Lube, if I have this person in my life, you know, it's hard to say that, you know, because I do not fucking mean it. If I ever go back to working a day job, I might take my own life, but I'll do it in a wild way on the floor that'll somehow make someone laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like the beginning of 2014 was like the worst time of my life because I was just living in an apartment by myself. We were broken up. I was telling myself she didn't mean anything to me, and I'd convinced myself, but I was getting fucked up almost every single night.
Yeah.
I turned 40, and you know how that feels.
I do.
You know, and then a month after I turned 40, she called me and was like, I think you still have some stuff of mine. And it was the first time, like my wife has, I joke with her. I was like, you have resting bitch life. Like you, because her face looks so angry and she's, you know, a hard-nosed business person, but she's also a silly fucking goof loving person, fun at a party. Great.
My wife's got a cunt face.
I feel like your wife and my wife would vibe.
Yeah, like
very hard.
Leanne's a very
they
sweet
would
person,
love each other.
But there's a part of her where she just goes like, huh?
Yeah.
What?
100%.
Do what now?
100%. Yeah. So her talking to me sweetly, it made everything kind of go away. And I'm just like, I don't know if this means anything to you, but the fact that you're talking to me without any hate in your voice right now, it feels like the best thing in the world. And I'm not looking for anything from you, and she was like, why don't we talk I was in Atlanta at the time. She's like, why don't we talk when you get back? And we just started talking and we started hanging and we realized not working together was the secret sauce all along. And we've had our problems since, but you know, nothing like that. Nothing where I'm like, I'm just like, you're stuck with me. You're stuck. Yeah. I hope you're happy with me because I'm not fucking leaving. You know what I mean?
And then how soon? That's 2014?
14. We got married. We moved in together 2015. We got married 2017. And then we had Rose 2020. So,
oh, wow.
That was,
such a fucking blessing.
Yeah.
To have her during, I mean, I guess it was scary as a parent to have a baby during the
people
pandemic.
think it was hard. It was the best thing in the world because it's like, there's nowhere I could go. I didn't have that thing where I'm like, got to go on the road and make money. It's like, I can't.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God we have my wife's job, you know, but yeah, it was the best thing.
There's another selfless moment where the big guy decided to step up and create a fucking outdoor comedy festival where he'd go out and do drive-in movie theaters, put his life on the fucking line.
I mean,
put his life on the fucking line. Now, granted, it was funny shit, living in a tour bus, being away from my family, partying our dicks off. Dicks off. I should have been like, yeah, but I've never cheated on your mom. Do you realize how I could? There are dudes that do. There are dudes that do. There are dudes that legit fucking do.
Yeah.
And don't even give a fuck.
No. It's that thing of like, I always feel like those guys that make great spies. Because it's like, you live a dual life. I don't have the energy. I can't imagine.
Someone was telling me, I'm by the way, and I'm
it'd be great if you just named some famous friend of ours.
I wish just like, I knew.
Tom fucked so many chicks on the road, man. You just said that.
By the way, if I knew even if there was an alive bone in his body, he's just such a dullard. He's too boring to cheat. He just is. Tom
gets like a super fucking hot lap dance and is like,
I don't think he doesn't even go to strip clubs.
Okay, no, but if he did, he would react. He'd be like, okay, all right, can you get off?
I can just see him like this, like, okay, all right,
okay.
Yeah, he does not. I asked him because I go to strip clubs still. I'm fucking turning 50.
Yeah,
and we go on the road,
dude.
One of my favorite things is we're leaving a city. And we're leaving a city, and someone's like, I got to take a piss. I go, hold on. And we go to Yelp and find strip clubs. We're like, Jaguars up on the left. Should have a bathroom. We get to Jaguars. No shade to Jaguars.
Sure.
The most disgusting bathroom I've ever been in my entire life.
Wow.
In the height of the pandemic, when the numbers are spiking the highest, we're like, they're open. And I mean,
wow.
Oh yeah. And that was a really fun.
I'm from Portland, Oregon. More strip clubs per capita than
best
any
strip
other
clubs
city.
I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And by the way, I say that so like I don't like the thing I love about a strip club, and I know I've probably talked about this before, but I love the
food.
I love the food. I love the camaraderie because that was the way Florida was. Florida was like,
yes,
you get done, and at night, everyone goes to strip clubs.
Atlanta too. Atlanta and Portland have that thing. It's just part of the culture.
What's the one in Atlanta that everyone goes to?
Magic City.
No, there's the other one.
Oh, the Crawford. No, God damn it. That one that's just
it's
the one who crushes beer cans with
it's awesome.
So good.
And
what is that place called? It's great. I love that place. Yeah. Bars held together by duct tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I love a good strip club, and I love like hanging out, having beers. I love all of it. I love all of it.
Can I tell you, I grew up with gunkles, gay uncles, Roger and Andy. They look like two Paddington bears.
Gunkles is a
when
great
I was it's important.
Can I tell you my favorite word I heard yesterday?
What's that?
Georgia, first day of college.
Yeah.
I said, we're dropping her off. I said, what are you doing today? And she goes, I'm going to a darty. I go, what's a darty? She goes, it's a day party. And I went,
that's great. I love that.
I go, I'm going to darty hard as fuck today.
I dartied hard yesterday.
I dartied at the airport. I dartied my dick off.
That's great.
And I was like, God
That's
damn it.
so
I love
awesome.
that there's kids still out there getting after it.
I love that. So the Gunkles, they lived in a nice area. They got a great house. And we having dinner at their house. And Roger was like, we have a new neighbor. She is a stripper. And, because strippers in Portland, if you're on that echelon, you make serious bank.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, she just moved in. She bought the house next to us, and a couple months ago, and she evidently has to have a all over tan, so she's in the backyard, just laying out nude every single day, all afternoon. And I see her out my window, and she says, "Hi, Roger," and it's just too bad there's no one here to appreciate it. And I'm at the table, like 13, just splintering the wood, just like, can I come over? And he's like, no, Matt. No.
Dude, Matt, remember Jiggles
Oh, fuck yeah. I remember Jiggles.
in Portland?
Yeah.
We had this strip club like on the main highway called Jiggles.
Yeah. Jiggle.
That's a good name.
I love that.
Yeah, there's Sassy's is still my favorite. But they're all over. Magic Garden's gone.
What was it? The Matthew? What was the Hawthorne? What's Hawthorne Lounge? What's the one?
Yeah.
That was right next to the comedy club that we used to go to.
It's got one pole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
The wait, how do we talk about strip
So
clubs?
you were talking about you go to strip.
Tom doesn't.
You go to Tom whenever. Yeah. Tom.
And I asked him, I was like, "Do you still go to strip clubs?" He's like, "No." He's like, "I like to get a nice steak, go back to my room. I get to get up early and work out.
Yeah.
Gonna read a little bit."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
I was like, "We live very different lives. I can't believe."
And you guys have pretty comparable tour schedules. I feel like you're out as much as he is. But maybe he's out a little bit more.
I took 2 months off in the summer. He did not take those off. He's very different than I am. I just want to do stand up and tour.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I want to do stand up. I want to tour. I want to have fun. I want to party. I want to that's it. I don't want to do it. Like, I'd like to lose weight. I'm trying to do that, but
sure.
But like, if it doesn't happen, I guess it won't.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, other than getting some shit that I've written made, I don't have a big pivot. Like, I'm not going to stop doing stand up. I'm not going to stop, trying to get little roles here and there, but it's not going to kill me when I don't. And if I and just kind of get the word out a little bit about my brand, but also enjoy the fuck out of my life and raise my kid the best I can.
Like when you say put up a tent, have mimosas, I go, oh man,
dude,
That's like
In a
that's
lawn
like
chair.
fine living, dude. If you, ooh, I just got excited. Don't. If I see an empty Adirondack,
Yeah.
if I see 4 empty Adirondacks, I think something's not going right in the world.
Yeah.
I need to be in that Adirondack.
Yes.
I need to have a cigar. I need to have a cocktail.
Right.
By the way, that first cocktail, I might have to have a pitcher of cocktails.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to drink right now. You have no idea. You've gotten me so fucking pumped up by fucking mimosas.
Dude, have you walked by on South Congress in Austin, that Yeti store?
No.
You know, Yeti, the company.
I'm in Austin.
The company for camping alcoholics.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
Like they've cornered the market on cool shit that holds your beer or your White Claw or whatever.
Yeah.
So they have in front on the porch of this REI looking store, a bar, and they serve cocktails and they have nothing but Adirondacks, and they're all up on a level facing South Congress. You can kind of see all the way down the road, and they serve it in a Yeti cup.
I'm at work.
And they have a full bar, and they have all the taps, and it's just like, this is uncool, man. You know, it's like, I can't just go shop now. You guys are dicks.
Dude, we went to the big boot store in Austin. I forget the name of it.
Oh, yeah, it's on Congress.
It's on
What's it
Congress.
called? Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to them because they get, I mean, I dropped a fucking dime on boots. I was with my whole family.
Yeah.
My mom, my dad, my sisters, and my wife. I bought everyone cowboy boots. I bought the girls cowboy
Amazing.
boots. And I bought fucking some good ones. But the best is I walked in and they have a bar in there. Oh, what's the name of that
Really?
place?
I didn't know that.
What's the name of the cowboy boot place in Allen's
Boots. Yeah.
Allen Boots. And they're like, hey man, can we get you a tequila? Maybe a cold beer? And I was like, I'll take a cold beer. And I was like, and I killed it. And he's like, another cold beer. And I was like, oh, I'm buying boots today. Like
Yeah.
I literally was like, I just came in to show my parents
That's when they
this
got
boot
you.
shop. And now I'm buying boots. I think I bought Leanne 2 pairs of boots, each of my sisters' boots, my dad, my mom boots, both my daughters 2 pairs of boots. And I bought a pair of boots that I think were about $3,000. I mean,
Amazing.
they knew my number. I love a
so
good salesman.
Yeah.
I love a good sale. I fucking hate a shitty salesman. A shitty salesman who says, I don't need your business.
Right.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You ever go to a car place and the guy's like giving you attitude and you're like,
Yeah.
hey man, I want you to want me.
Yeah.
This goes back to the bar.
Mhm.
I just want to fall in love. I went to Allen's Boots and he goes, I will let you fall in love with me.
Yeah,
And I
that's
will
it.
love you back.
Mhm.
But let's buy some boots first.
Let's do it.
God damn it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking drinking a lot tonight.
Okay.
I have not. It's so funny. I said, I got to get ready for Sober October. I'm going to probably pull it back tonight and not drink. And then I mentioned to someone, I said, oh, I have to go to a party tonight. And Leanne goes, we're just going to a friend's house. And I went, I'm partying. And now after this, I'm like, because like you hear,
I would
can I
love
tell
it
you
if
this?
you're going to someone's house you don't really know, but she does.
Let's list the
and you're
brands.
just doing Jaeger bombs.
I know what she does. She's one of my. So let's list the brands
Okay.
who inspire you to live a better life, right? So
Okay.
like it's like when you say Yeti,
Right. Who they should fucking sponsor you. Like
How the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ. They should be
Yeti?
like a Bert Yeti tour.
when we did,
Love of
there's
God.
someone I want to talk to you about because you did Bridgetown Comedy Festival and I did the Fully Loaded Festival. One of
Yeah.
the things I did that Leanne did better than me was Leanne put together these really expensive gift baskets for everyone.
Oh wow.
It had a lot. Leanne's a big Yeti fan, so she
Smart.
went on her own. I think we had a connection at Yeti, but we paid full price for everything. We bought that Yeti cooler that's behind you. We bought everyone got a Yeti cooler. They got Yeti cups, but Yeti is a brand that makes you want to live your life more fun, right?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
are other brands that they go like Harley Davidson?
Sure.
Harley Davidson it's not the same thing in a weird way. Like a brand who says Yeti or like REI,
Yeah.
like they're brands that make you want to like
Well, Yeti is like party REI,
yeah.
you know? And you mentioned Harley, but Harley is definitely a lifestyle brand.
It's a lifestyle brand.
It's a thing where it's like when you buy one, you're part of an ancient club in a sense, you know? So the vibe is not so much party as it's badass. You know?
like Nike
So-
wants you to be healthy.
Yeah, but also healthy, cool. You know?
Yeah. Type in top 10 lifestyle brands. Because Yeti, when you said that about Yeti, I go, yeah, man, this sounds horrible. I can't really tell you what they do, but I know what they make me feel. Like, because they're all kind of all over the map. They got seats, they got coolers.
Well, it's all kind of stuff that keeps things fresh.
Do you know Yeti
and dry when you're in outdoor and extreme conditions?
Gucci does not know. Are these lifestyle brands? Vans, H&M, Lululemon.
Lululemon makes some great shorts and some great joggers. Oh man, talk about wearing stuff on a plane. I will bust some Lululemon out.
Lululemon, their joggers.
Yep.
I bought 3 pairs for Italy, and I had never worn one, and I didn't try them on. The first day I tried a pair on, I went, oh shit. Yeah. I think I just might have found my favorite pant in the world.
It's like the first time you spend more than $5 on a box of underwear. You know,
type in men's lifestyle brands. Men's lifestyle brands.
Nicer underwear for the first time in your life as an adult man, and you're like, why have I been messing around with these t-shirts on my balls?
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, when you wear nice underwears and like, especially, you really go like, this is, because like I remember wearing boxers where it was just like a pair of
bunch up.
It was another pair of shorts under your jeans.
It's so stupid.
And you were like, this is uncomfortable as shit. You'd get home and there would be one leg would be all over your ass cheek and one leg would be down to your knee.
You're wearing jams.
Okay,
under
this
your
is
jeans.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Patagonia.
Dude, these shorts are incredible.
And he just gave the company away.
He did, but he still retains total control of the company and is still paying next to nothing in taxes. I will just say that. Of course, listen, you brought me on saying I am the most liberal person on, so I'm going to be that person.
So tell me which ones you know. Okay, Carhartt.
I know. I'll just say the ones I don't. I don't really know Pact.
I don't know Buck Mason. What's Pact?
Buck Mason is clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know Pact. Bonobos, I know.
What's Pact?
Yeah, what is Pact?
Guilt-free, stylish, sustainable fashion.
Oh, okay. So it's stuff that where it's all clothing that wasn't made by children in India. That's really what they're saying. It's not made by kids in sweatshops.
Do you think when do you remember when Tommy Hilfiger went black? Do you remember that?
Yeah. It was more black people started wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah, and then he was like, oh shit.
Did he have a problem with it?
No, he in fact he did something that was like why Snoop never got money for this, I'll never understand. But when Snoop first came out and he blew up, and he was a musical guest on Saturday Night Live, and Tommy's people somehow found out and they called him and they're like, can we dress you? And he was like, and Snoop, being a young dude, was like, free clothes, awesome.
Yeah.
Where he doesn't realize, he's like, I'll wear that shit, but you need to give me $10,000 or whatever, because it's just like there was no one cooler than him back then. Probably still isn't. So he wore it and just wore free clothes, and it still looked good on him. But to Tommy Hilfiger's credit, he recognized, he's like, yeah, this is going to be huge for me. He didn't do that thing where
Tommy Hilfiger is smart.
Yeah.
Can I introduce you to a brand that I don't see on here?
What's that?
That I want to. Oh, Balenciaga. I've heard of that. North Face is one of the best fucking North Face, Rolex, Patagonia, Yeti.
I didn't think, Rag and Bone. I think this T-shirt is actually Rag and Bone, but I think they're fundamentally mostly known for dressing women. So that's interesting that came up on men's lifestyle brands.
James Purse. Are you familiar?
No.
Let me open your eyes to a lifestyle brand.
James Purse?
His name is James Purse. He's roughly 50 years old. He's a billionaire now.
Wow.
He is gorgeous. He lives on the cliffs of Malibu. But this guy doesn't just make amazing T-shirts and amazing clothes. This guy offers you a life. No. Go to jamespurse.com. This motherfucker. If I have a dream guest, it's James fucking Purse. Please write that. Do you know James Purse? Are you familiar? James Purse. No, go to the website, James Purse, because he offers vacations.
He's going to
Here we go. Gray Cape, Cabo San Lucas.
Whoa, look at that place.
This is his house in Los Angeles. You can rent this house.
No, this is in Cabo.
This is in Cabo. I've been traveling to Cabo for most of my life. Who the fuck does that, James Purse?
That's who.
By the way, there needs to be a movie about James Purse where we turn him into a fucking like an international spy. Look, that's him surfing in the background. Of course it is. I've watched it go from a small fishing village with dirt roads and a couple boutique hotels to a major destination lined with hotels on the coastline. I prefer it the way it was. Of course he does. Of course, that's such James Purse thing.
Yeah.
His shirts are so fucking soft
Really?
And they're so comfortable and they look
Okay.
so good on you.
What are they? What are we talking? 100 a piece?
$70 a piece.
70.
They're
Okay.
expensive.
Sure.
So I go to do a fitting one time, and my sister's sending me into the fitting, and she goes, "Can I recommend James Purse to you? I think you're gonna look good in it. It's by the way, I swear to God, it's odd that I'm wearing this. I'm wearing this shirt because Florida State sent it to me.
Yes, sir.
But I only wear James Purse on stage. I only
Really?
James Purse.
Bert, you don't wear a shirt on stage.
I know, but that's the shirt I take off.
Okay.
James Purse shirts are so great, but look at these. So he's got bath towels, beach towels, blankets, bedding, pillow shams.
I got to get into this.
And by the way, he's gorgeous. Pull up. He's got surfboards.
He's better be.
He's got houses. He's got travel. Go to travel. Click over to travel.
Yeah, we did that.
Yeah, that was the travel.
Yeah.
Go back to houses. These are the houses you can rent out. He's got one in Malibu.
That's fantastic.
Dude,
A James Purse house.
And he's a guy that I guess, when I was saying this to someone today, to Peter today, I was on the treadmill and we were talking about these knives that someone sent me. And he was like, yeah, this guy makes knives. I go, when I was a kid, you could do like 7 things for a living. You could be a lawyer, a doctor, a cop, a fireman.
Yeah.
Like a trash guy.
Sure.
Like you'd be a teacher if you were a chick, a nurse if you were a chick. Like there wasn't
no way you could be a male teacher.
No. When you had a male teacher, you're like, what happened to this guy? And so
what went wrong?
Yeah, you could be a priest. We had male teachers or priests.
Of course.
And so, but James Burst is a guy who sees things. This is his Malibu house.
Man.
So you can
That's
rent
great.
this.
God, I love that.
But it's like, I don't even know the way he sees life. I don't know how he sees design. Like I don't see design. I cannot see.
Yeah.
But he sees story. Like
Yeah.
if you tell me a story, I can go.
You put this before this.
Yeah.
You want to say less about this, say more about that. Yeah, that's me too. I feel like you and I are very, very right-brained that way.
Yeah, I can definitely hear someone tell a story and go, "Ugh, you're fucking this up." There's too much. The big number one thing, if you're listening to this, the number one thing you are doing wrong with your story, number one, is you're putting way too much of your ego into it.
Yeah.
You're telling us things we do not need to know because you have an issue that you're trying to cover up. That's number one. The number two thing you're not doing is you don't have an ending. Yeah. I need it. I need to know this story's over.
Yeah.
So many dudes, and that's why the joke is, I guess you had to be there.
Yeah.
You
have to stick the landing. There has to be something in it for us to listen
James
to.
Purse.
Ah, look at him.
God.
Yeah. That's a good looking dude.
Look, windswept hair.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he has plugs.
Probably.
Has to.
Yeah. The lower where he's like younger, he looks like his hair's a little thinner. But hey, God bless him.
By the way, I did that one time to a porn star. I said, he's.
Did you ask him if his dick was real?
No, I just did exactly what I just did right there, where I'm talking to someone else and I go, Owen Gray. I'm looking at a picture and I go, he's got a big dick. But I bet he's one of those skinny guys that is really small. And so every dick's going to look big on him. And I got a DM from him, a simple DM that just wrote, I'm 6'3". And it's one of my favorite.
I thought it was gonna be like a
DMs.
dick pic or something.
No, I've seen. I don't think he doesn't.
Yeah,
need
he doesn't
to send
need
one of those.
to. Right.
He's got a hog. Pull up. Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, I don't want to see a guy's dick.
Me and Tom did a live podcast with him.
Oh, cool.
And we were like, and I was like, hey man, can I see your dick? And he's like, huh? I was like, can I see your dick? And he was like, well, can I do that on this podcast? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, well, it's not going to be any impressive. I'm like, that's what we want to see because we've only seen it hard. Can we see it? I want to see it unimpressive.
Sure, not in business mode.
He was like, I got sweatpants dick right now. And we're like, that's what we want to see. Matt, he stands up and he pulls out a 10-inch hog that is like this. And Tom and I lost our shit. We're like, oh my God. And
It's like a tube sock full of mud.
Oh my God. Bridgetown.
Yes.
I'm so, I don't think I appreciated just how impressive what you did was. And how hard it must have been.
Yeah. I will say I give all credit to the people like Andy Wood, my partner.
Yeah.
He was the muscle and the mind behind it. I would ask more famous friends to do it and promote it on every level I could. And I watched a lot of tape of unknowns.
Yeah.
And would say yay or nay for them in the fest. And I would also be on the road and I would scout.
Tell everyone
Bridgetown was a grassroots comedy festival that it went from 2007 to 2017 in Portland, Oregon, where I grew up. And it started where I used to, back in 2004, 2005, I was living in LA, pretty broke, and I would go back to Portland, the local comedy club at the time wasn't really booking me. And so I had friends who would book bands. I had a friend who all her bands would start at 10 in this spot that was a converted. It was a former mausoleum that was a bar.
Yeah.
And
I think I know this
I was
place.
like, it was called like the Green Lantern Lounge or something like
Yeah.
that. And so I would book, she'd give me 8 to 10 and I would have a local open for me and I would charge $5 and I'd make enough money to fly home and I'd just stay with my parents. And it was just my way of playing Portland.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys who used to open for me was Andy Wood, and he and a couple other people
Pull up a picture of Andy Wood.
had an idea of like, what if we started a comedy festival here? And I was like, I think that's a great fucking idea. And they did.
I have $1 million. Says he's going to pull up Andy Wood from there's
Andy.
Mother Fish.
He's on the bottom next to the guy you're talking about. That's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on. Andy was on Jeopardy a couple months ago, and
Really?
he had like, he was on for like 5 nights. He was killing it.
Really, the other Andy Wood was from Mother
Love Bone?
Mother Love Bone.
Oh yeah,
He's the lead singer. He died of a heroin overdose.
that's right.
Yeah.
Seattle. Yeah. Yeah.
Keep going. I'm sorry.
They had some good songs, but yeah. So we did that for 10 years, and it became all but created the modern Portland scene because you had comics that were moving there after they'd play the fest. And the thing that everyone said about it, which is my proudest thing about it, is everyone said it was like, it's like summer camp for comedians.
Yeah. Well, the lineups were fucking legit.
They were legit, and there was no pressure. Industry would come, but that's not why you went.
Mhm.
Like with respect to JFL, and JFL has been very good to me in Canada. You know, when you go there, you're like, oh fuck, I have to kill. I have to kill.
Yeah.
Whereas people go to Bridgetown and they would noodle around a little bit more, and they're funny enough to be able to do that. You know, like I've seen you go up on stage at the Comedy Store and just talk about your fucking day. And kill. And the reason why you're killing is because you're like, this is something really funny I'm going to share with you, and I'm not afraid to share this with you.
Yeah.
And it's like, and that's what I wanted every comic to just do at Bridgetown. Just be like, just get loose. Don't worry about that bit you've done 1,000 times that usually does well that you're tired as shit of.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just this great thing. And then we just decided to hang it up because everyone who worked for us was basically they were devoting their year to it, and they were making the equivalent money of working at like a Burger King. And it's just like, I need to take a better job than this, because it's just like, it goes to a certain point where you have companies like Golden Voice that do these giant things, or like, you know, Live Nation, they do giant things. And if they kind of co-sponsor a festival, it'll probably make money, but no festivals really make money.
Yeah.
I never took a dime as a rule from Bridgetown, because I just like, that's not fair, because I'm one of the heads of it, and I'm a comedian, and I want to perform.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to take admission people's money they paid for a laminate and get any money from me. Everyone else take it. And even with me taking no cut, no one was making money. So after 10 years, Andy was just like, I just think this might be it'd be a good time to be the last one. I'm like, I think it's good to go out on 10, man.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a good number.
And then there were other festivals who were inspired to do that. Like, High Plains Festival in Denver,
Sasquatch,
Moon Tower.
not Sasquatch. What's the other one? I've heard a ton of people.
Well, Sasquatch is a fest, but they already had their thing. They're more of they're music fests.
Okay. I'm
but
sorry.
Like, I mean, Moon Tower basically took our whole playbook and ran with it, and God bless them. God bless them. You know, I feel like
Where's
Austin.
Moon Tower? Where's Moon Tower?
Austin.
Oh, it's in Austin.
Austin needs something like Moon Tower. You know, it's named after McConaughey in Dazed and Confused. Party at the Moon Tower.
No way.
Yeah. That's where they got the thing from. It's a great name.
See if I've ever done Moon Tower.
Yeah, you have, because they do big names. They've got the Paramount Theater there?
I feel like I've never done. I've done festivals, but not known I've done festivals.
Yeah,
fucking. I did the New York Comedy Festival, and I had no idea I was part of it.
That's a stealthy festival.
All of a sudden you're like, wait, I didn't.
My show's part of this.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, awesome.
Sweet. Yeah.
And have I ever been in Moon Tower? I've done Just for Laughs. I did Aspen, but not really stand up. I did a movie in Aspen. I never really did a ton of festivals. I always wanted to do.
That's wild, man.
I always wanted to do Bridgetown because it's the comedy I like the most.
Well, the thing is, you even then were too big because.
Oh really? Did Tom ever do it?
The amount of no, because it's like it was the thing you would have to. I'm sure Pacific Northwest, Portland is a huge market for you. right?
It maybe in maybe in the middle of that.
Yeah,
probably.
So you could not justify burning 6 months for doing bridge, or burning a year.
I wanted to do Skanks Fest
the amount-
in Vegas this year.
Yeah,
and I agreed to it and said I would do it, and then I'm in Vegas next week, and your contract doesn't allow. They're
can't do it.
No, you can't come into Vegas and do another show and that's kind of why we were paying you.
Yeah, and I mean, I was flattered that the amount of comics like
Eric Andre, Doug Benson, Dave Holmes, Holmes, or Pete Holmes. I know Dave Holmes. Do you know Dave Holmes?
I know Dave Holmes really well.
From MTV.
Yeah, we were just at a wedding together last week.
I know Dave Holmes really well too. Not really well, but I know him well enough to we used to live on the same neighborhood. I think I know Dave Holmes. We used to go to the same sweat cycle.
Nice.
Yeah, I love Dave Holmes.
Yeah, he's great. We go back a long time.
Howard Kramer, fucking hilarious.
His Dave Holmes's partner Ben, he's done all the theme songs for all my specials.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No way.
He's an amazing composer. Yeah.
I don't have any gay friends.
Really?
I don't have a gay couple we hang out with.
No one parties like the gays.
I know. I don't have a gay couple we party with.
Dude, when I was in Chicago, all they have is street fairs every summer, because it's just there's 4 months of sun and then it's frozen. And so they're in Boys Town, the gay area of Chicago, the street fair there, everyone gets off work or ditches and just goes and parties all day. And they're not even however you feel about gay this, gay that, it's no, but that's the best fucking party.
Yeah.
If
I could start it over, I bet a gay couple in our group of friends would be fun as shit. I bet it would break
100%.
it up. Because it's,
Dude, have you been?
Because here's the thing. Soft pitch.
Sure.
If you're young, say you're 32 and you're starting to have kids and you're going to school, you're going to make friends. You're going to make friends with very diverse groups of people, but a lot of it's going to be boy, girl.
Right.
Get yourself a gay couple. Now, here's why. So tonight, our friend Sandy is inviting us to her house. Her husband's working.
Okay.
So it's guy, girl, girl.
Yeah.
Here's what's great about a gay couple is if one of them can't come, you still got a dude.
That's funny.
It's dude.
Sure.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I tell you, I've been to Provincetown a few times, tip of the Cape.
Yeah.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
And it's one of the gayest towns you'll ever find in the continental US. And it is small.
Yeah.
They party. Have you heard of tea?
Testosterone?
Tea, no, tea, like drinking tea, like iced tea.
Yeah.
They just call it tea.
Yeah.
Gay tea is an afternoon party that takes place on a boat dock where the DJ plays and there's a bar and they have every kind of drink. And what you do, you go from 2 or 3 in the afternoon, you drink until dinner, and then you go out to eat hammered. And all you do is dance in the sun. And I went during Gay Pride Month.
Are we queer baiting right now? Keep going.
No. In a good way. Maybe. I went during, it was Bear Week. Okay.
That's my fucking
It
brain.
was you and Tom. And we have these older friends, Peter and Todd, who are gay, who are very funny. And Peter was telling my wife, don't let Braunger go during Bear Week. You'll never see him again. They'll attack him, And I'm just fuck off. But we walked by tea. This was 2021 when COVID was coming back again, middle of summer.
Yeah.
And I went out there, not just crowded. And I'm just I don't know if we should go to tea. There's nowhere to go. But then the next week was Women's Splash. And so it was all lesbians. And we went to tea during that. And it was way more space. And I just drank with a bunch of lesbians all afternoon. It was fantastic.
I've had more lesbian friends than gay men friends.
Dude, you should see if you can play P-Town during Bear Week. That would be fucking incredible.
Oh, I've had gay fans too. I've had bears when we do up there. Sweet.
Yeah.
P-Town.
Yeah, Provincetown.
Provincetown? Where is that?
It's the tip of Cape Cod in Massachusetts.
I've been to Cape Cod. I love Cape Cod.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Cape Cod.
Dude, I'm going every summer now. Now on,
I love Cape Cod. We took a boat out in Cape Cod.
So great.
Oh, I love Cape Cod.
Yeah, it's the very end. It's a place where people used to it has probably the oldest gay bar in all of America. And it's one of those places where people who are fuck the Puritan lifestyle. I just want to be me, gay or straight or whatever I am, and just go there and fucking part. People drink there all fucking day.
Type in gay Mecca.
Yeah, you'll get.
Where do you think? Where I like Fire Island,
Sure.
San Francisco, New York,
Mhm.
Key West,
San
Francisco.
That's number one.
Number one. The LBGT. Where's Q? Is it LBGT? I bet. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna try to solve this riddle.
Gay Village.
The last thing you need is Bert Kreischer trying to tell you something he doesn't know. Gay Village. What's that?
I don't know.
Can I tell
Sounds
you?
cool.
Okay, if you're a gay man listening and you have 50 friends, 50 gay friends, here's what you guys need to do. You need to take over a city the way Rogan took over Austin. You need to go to a city.
No,
and
I will pick let's say a comedian.
Yeah.
Mateo Lane. Mateo.
He is fucking gorgeous.
Get out.
Have you
He's
ever
a
seen
beautiful
Mateo
man.
Lane? He is fucking.
He's sculpted from rock.
Look at it. He's got a new tour right now. He's got a new tour right now.
He's killing it, by the way. He blew up so big.
He is.
He did
his
it great.
new tour poster is Go to his Instagram. His new tour poster is.
Look at he's so ripped. Dude. I did a show. This is 2020.
Go to the Al Dente tour. Take a look at that poster. It's such a great poster.
So good.
To the left, that's the good one.
That's good too.
Yeah, but the one I love that outfit.
Yeah. He and I.
He looks like he smells amazing.
We did a benefit show in upstate New York, he and I, and this woman, a local woman, a friend of mine who's not, it was like for a local charity.
Yeah.
A friend of mine who is not a booker. She's like, you want to do the show? And would you ask a New York comic? Because I was in New York at the time, just visiting. She's like, would you ask a New York comic that you like to do it with you? And I asked Mateo, and he's like, yeah, sure. So we went way upstate together, and this local comedian in this small New York State town was like, just contacted my friend Eliza and was like, I thought I would host. My friend Eliza was like, I guess I need a. She didn't look this woman up at all.
Yeah.
Brutal, like not good.
Really?
But I'm just telling you this whole story because we're backstage and Liza has beers and some drinks and wine. This woman, she had those plastic clear pint glasses that are like somehow bigger than the red cups. They're somehow bigger.
Mm-hmm.
She filled it to the brim with Chardonnay. I mean the brim.
Kind of liking this chick.
And they're like, all right, you're on. And she's like, oh, and she just took it, killed the whole shit, drank the whole cup, and just hit the stage. And I told Mateo, and you could hear him howling with laughter, like in the rafters of this theater we were in. It was like amazing. But he's the fucking best.
This is what if 20 gay men, I say gay men, and maybe that's a stereotype because that they have better taste design wise than gay women. I'm sure gay women have great taste. Ellen's apparently got a great fucking.
I have lesbian friends with incredible sense of style, especially like now.
I guess there are just women also.
Now there are women who like lesbians that have like Cameron Esposito. She gets shit cut to her body, but there's almost like male masculine clothes, like a leather jacket. Fucking cool. Yeah. So
Cameron Esposito had an hour. I don't know. I'm not going to try to misname this hour. I think it was she had an hour that was fucking phenomenal. I went and watched it. We was at a comedy festival. I was in like Michigan, and I went and watched it. Sat in the back, and it was fucking awesome. It was
nice,
really fucking awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
So wait, if a gay man, just like 25 gay friends that are like all like, they're like, hey man, let's just go and let's buy property in Ruby Ridge. Right.
Okay.
Like just pick a place. In Waco. I guess Waco. That Chip and Joanna.
It's close enough.
Chip and Joanna already did that. But like what Chip and Joanna did is they took a place and then just like a lot of cool old buildings and just punched it up.
Yeah, and it's already a place that's got some character. It's livable. It's got like a decent level
it's
of
not marriage material.
A decent level of tolerance for whatnot.
It's rape jokes.
Rape jokes. Yeah.
I wasn't gonna try to guess that name. I knew it was called that.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna. That's the wrong person to take a stab in the dark with that.
I did a set before when she recorded that.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, because it's like it was at it's all at the UCB. I think she shot that.
Really
yeah,
good.
It all benefits the rape crisis intervention.
I watched it in Michigan. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, she's great.
Rolled backstage and caught her off guard. I was like, "Hey," she's like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I was just watching your set." She's like, "Why?" I go, "Because you're fucking funny. I wanted to see what you're fucking talking about."
But that's you. That's people assuming you're not into what you're into. Where they just look at you and say, and I'm not saying she was, but there's a good chance.
What I heard you say is Cameron Esposito's a racist, and we'll leave it at that.
You're
we'll leave
both
it at that.
white. Let's. I don't think you know what racist. means.
Wait,
I think
wait, I think you're off on the racist.
what would be
Wait, let's talk about your special.
okay.
So,
Well, yeah.
I mean, yeah. But it's, I mean,
It's called Sweet Racism, and it comes. I'd get some clicks. Let's be honest.
That would be a great title for a special. You're gonna think this is racist, but it's not. You know how many people would be like, "I'm watching this."
Oh my God, they would love
I'm watching. If
you
she has rape jokes, if you put racist jokes as the name of your title, that would be. You would be like, and then the special opens. You come out and you go, 2 Jews walk into a bar.
Yeah, it's just fucking corny.
And the place
it's just street jokes.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's my special is called Doug. It's named after a terrible man I met on vacation. And that's true. It's literally just called Doug. And it's about me becoming a father and the pandemic, driving across the country, hearkening back to my garbage days in Chicago, bartending, and how you're surprised you're alive, but you're happy you lived it. And it culminates. The closer is just talking about this dude I met on vacation in the Caribbean with my wife. And the dude and his wife sucked so bad, but they had so much in common with my wife and I, and that they got fucked up every single night.
Yeah.
Which I have no problem with, but they hated their kids, and they hated the fact that they had kids, and they hated the fact they were married. There are people who definitely just had kids because their family wanted them to or whatever, and that's what you do when you have status. Yeah. He was a dude who worked in finance. He was shady to everybody. And I say in the special, because at one point he's drunk on this boat we're all on. They took us out for a sunset cruise. And he'd be like, "So what do you do, man?" And no matter what the person said, he'd be like, "All right." Like it wasn't a real job. And I'm like, wait till this fucker gets to me. I don't even understand what I do. And he's like, "What about you, man?" I'm like, "I'm actually a comedian, Doug." And he's like, "Good luck with that." But that's how I feel every night. Every night they call my name, So it has, I put it on Moment House. You basically have to buy a ticket to buy it online, and then you can download it for 2 weeks, kind of like what Andrew Schultz did. I wanted to make an event out of it.
Or Louis.
Did Louis do that too?
Well,
did they both? Well, Louis has been doing. Louis has been doing.
It was funny. Everyone's like, Andrew. I love Andrew Schultz. He knows I love him.
Yeah.
But it was funny because a lot of people were like, Andrew Schultz changed the game. And I was like, Louis is the guy that created that. Louis did.
Right.
But House.
Louis wasn't making videos of himself doing button pushing shit. That's it. Schultz played the game.
Oh, Schultz is
He's an
masterful
online genius of a stand-up comedian.
He is.
And a funny guy. But
he is. But he didn't do his through Moment House, did he?
Yes.
He did actually.
He made like $10 million.
Did he really?
He made so much, at least 5. He made so much money, it makes me laugh.
Really?
And I won't come close to that. Nowhere near.
But it's go do Schultz's podcast.
Trying it. If he'll have me, I'll jump on. If you're listening to this, Andrew, I'll do it, man.
Well, he's going to listen to this because I just said Louis created it.
Oh, shit. Yeah. He'll be like, fuck you.
He's going to be like, what the fuck,
Bert?
I just got, by the way, Andrew knows I love him. I just texted him the other day. I wanted him to do something with him, and he was like, I got to respectfully decline.
Sure.
Thank you for the offer. And I was like, of course. Yeah. I was like, you're one of the best. I love you, man. He is one of the best.
It was one of those things where it's like, I'm not going to not try something like this. And like this for me is tailor-made for it, because I have a reveal at the end of the special that I did on the road. That's almost like a magic trick. I bring someone up from the audience, a stranger, someone I've never met, and I have them read a thing, and people lose their fucking minds. And I'm like, good night. Yeah. And so it's one of those things where I spent close to a year doing this closer, and people would film it and put it up and go, holy fucking shit, watch this, like all caps. And I would have to put out fires after every show and be like, please take this down. And they'd be like, cool. Everyone, to a man or a woman, deleted it. Thank you if you're listening to this and you saw me do the Doug bit. I was just like, so I want this thing to be something where I thought of calling the special Wait Till the End, or, wait for it.
Yeah.
Because it does have this thing that it's going to make people go, what the fuck?
Really?
Is that real? Because it's like, my thing has always been stories.
Yeah.
The owl joke, that's a story. I have a joke called Ghost of the Two-Man Party that I cannot tell you how many people who are now like in their 30s were like, we would get high and listen to that fucking bit in college every weekend. At parties, it'd be quiet in the frat house. Shut the fuck up. Listen to the fucking Ghost of the Two-Man Party Braunger joke. Wildcatting. The amount of dudes who are like, bro, my wife, she's always wildcatting. There's just a story about an out of control drunk woman in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the cop who arrests her after she said all this horribly homophobic shit and is awful. And he's just being friendly with everybody and managing this maniac woman. He's like, don't mind her. She's just wildcatting. And he dragged her out of the bar. True story.
Yeah.
So this is the story of Doug is just one of those things. I'm just like, all right, well, this is like, I don't want to be like, this is my greatest story, but it's like the fact that it has this crazy reveal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like that. I love shit like that. 'Cause your point was well made and taken when you said, you have to have a story where you take your fucking ego out and you gotta have an ending.
Yeah.
This has a motherfucker of an ending. And I got the greatest local ever to come on stage. I think her name was Mona, and she was so fucking, she was.
Where did you shoot it?
In Nashville.
Oh,
Zanies.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah, she was a great
I love that club
Tennessee
too.
woman. It's like all time. It's like so good. So yes, it's one of those things. I'm like, let me just try this. And I was talking to Tom and Christina about this, and they were like, yeah, they were like, I love that you're doing this because nobody knows the right thing to do, but the wrong thing to do is to flip out and bitch and be like, well, I can't get it on fucking Netflix. But it's like Netflix, they love the special. They were like, that ending's fucking bananas and it's hilarious from beginning to end, but we don't have any slots for 2 straight years. It's like, cool. I got to put it out now,
Yeah.
So if there's another spot, then
put it out, succeed with it, shoot another one, do it with them next time. Yeah.
Whatever. And if I don't, it's fine. So, but it's just like, this is something, and I haven't gotten one person, not one. And what a pile of dog shit the internet is. I hadn't had one person who's just like, why should I pay for this? It's an online thing. Or why isn't it just on Netflix? Why don't I just put it on YouTube, man?
Yeah.
I mean, not one. So I'm like,
I think
people understand that
I think the tide is changing with that. I think people get it and they go, oh yeah, I'm cool paying for content. I understand you have to make it.
Well, and it's like, it's like the cost is, I partnered with 800-pound Gorilla Records to shoot the special, but the budget's still my problem too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got to make that money back before I even see a dime. So, it's kind of like, why not try this and then go to the next step, whatever that step is.
When's it go up on Moment House?
October 6th.
October 6th?
Yeah, it's on sale now.
I'm going to be on Rogan October 6th.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Shoot me and Tom a text.
Dude.
And just write, bring up my fucking special.
Dude, I will. I 100%
up my fucking special.
100% will. And
I'm on with Tom. Tom and
I was on Rogan once, and I'll tell you, this is my level of fame. Do you know how I got on there?
Tom?
And nobody knows this.
Tom?
No.
That's how I got on there.
No. Kanye West canceled that
Are you
fucking
serious?
morning. That morning.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and then they called me. They're like, you want to go on? Because a person I work with had been seeing about me getting on there to promote, and I was like, huh? And I just showed up, and it was like, Joe and I are cool, but we haven't had a lot of conversations. So it's like, he just didn't know where. We just kind of were like, oh, why don't you pull that thing up? We were kind of talking about, random stuff. Yeah. And it's like, I wish looking back on that appearance, I wish I would have had more fun on there. I wish I would have given, because when I see him at the store when he was still there, I would just give him shit and he would just laugh his ass off. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'd be like, sorry for beating your ass that last time. Like something dumb, and I wish I would have, but it was like, I was just like, this platform's so insane. Like, you have a similar platform, but I don't feel a shade of nervousness right now because you and I are you and I. It was the same with Tom's.
It's the thing with Rogan is I got lucky, and I think I'm also cursed by it because I definitely have no idea. We were doing it when it was not a very big platform.
Yeah, sure.
And so to hang out with him in that format, there was never any pressure. And I look back and I go, I wish maybe I had a little pressure on, because I never really prepared.
Yeah,
and you just fucked around but all I had was fun. And then I look at guys who've prepared for it, like guys who've told me like, hey, I come in with notes. I have things I want to talk about.
Yeah.
A lot of guys, that's how most people do it now.
Wow.
And I go, oh, I guess I could have done that, as opposed to going and I did a 5.5 hour one with him one time. I'm pretty sure they had to pull it down because of some stuff I might have said. And I was just like,
really?
Yeah. And I was like, I wish I had prepared a little bit. Like, had maybe a couple statistics to back up my wildly outrageous claims of it was a 5.5 hour podcast. I got home and
Bert, let me tell you, you're not the first person to say something wildly inaccurate on that fucking pod. Let's be honest. The amount of people that have gone on and spouted some absolute horse shit.
We're doing it October 6th to announce
Okay.
Sober October. And so
Oh, that's great. So it's you, Joe, Tom,
and
Ari.
and then that's it. And
That's
we're
it.
doing
Okay.
we're doing some high-end coffee.
Nice.
It'll be my first coffee, so you'll be firing hot.
Yeah,
But text me and Tom
Okay.
on October. I'm gonna send a group text right now and we'll bring it up.
Dude,
Because Joe, and then very candidly, Joe loves that platform. He loves what Schultz did.
Yeah.
I think who else? Pull up Moment House. I'm curious to see what they've got.
It's now just Moment. I wrote Moment House online.
Oh, I've been on Moment House. I've been on that.
Yeah.
I was on it with Whitney. Whitney.
Did she do something on it?
I think she might own it.
Really? Okay, shit. Right on, Whitney. Yeah, moment.co. That's it. So my thing is me Moment.
Dane Cook. I'm
next to the drama queens, whoever they are. Yeah, if you go scan over to the right, there I am. That's Doug.
Oh, can I tell you my marketing brain?
Yes.
Well positioned.
Thank you.
You're the day after Dane. That's well positioned.
Okay, I'll take it.
That's well positioned. That's going to be fucking nice.
Can I tell you why? Can I tell you why you and Tom and Joe might vibe off just the concept of Doug?
Yeah.
Because it's just, before I introduce the whole story, I say this, and I think you'll relate. Us men, we need good role models.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But I submit we also need bad ones too. We need a guy we meet that is so bad we go, dude, I can never fucking be you, man. I can never be you.
Yeah.
And for me, that was Doug, where it was just like, I want to marry this woman I'm with. I want to have a kid with her. I want to be grateful for them. I don't want to get shit-faced and be like, ugh, fuck that. Like Doug's wife was talking to my wife, and my wife, I say this in the special, but my wife was like, so are you have 3 kids? And the wife goes, ugh, yeah. And my wife goes, are they here? And she said, and I quote, no, fuck that. Fuck no, fuck them. Fuck them. Take it easy, Doug's wife. Like they were so, it's like, you need bad examples.
There's a line. So you pull up Perfect Circle Judith. There's a line in this song that is one of my mantras.
Okay.
It is
perfect. Who's it by?
Perfect Circle. It's by Maynard.
I thought the song was called Perfect Circle Judith.
Okay.
I'm like, is that a country number?
Hang on. Let me see. I think it's in the. Hang on. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going up. Go up. Go up. Go up. Go up. I missed it. Keep going up. I hope this is it. You're such an inspiration for the ways that I'll never choose to be.
Yep.
So I heard that lyric.
That's Doug.
I heard that lyric and I was like, I had a little bit of a mind-opening moment where I went, you could sit and I could sit in the back of the club and watch people and go, I want to do what they're doing. I want to do what they're doing.
Yeah.
What's more useful for my time is to find out what I don't want to be doing what they're doing and then pull that out of my life.
Yeah.
And the number one thing was like fucking waitresses. And I was like, don't fuck waitresses,
don't
man.
Do that.
It's so easy not to.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it cause such chaos in their lives.
Yes.
And I was like, I just pull things out. And interestingly enough, a lot of my heroes didn't drink back then. Everyone was fucking sober.
Yeah.
So I never pulled it out. I just kept it in.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great line.
Yeah.
You're such an inspiration for the ways that I will never, ever choose to be. Such a great fucking song.
Nice.
So Moment House, October 6th.
Yeah. Moment.co/Matt Braunger.
Moment.co/Matt Braunger. I am putting, when is this? We may have to put out Dane October 5th, Matt October 6th, back-to-back podcasts.
Cool.
To help promote the special, because I think and then that'll be a little moment. Maybe I'll get Justin Bieber on too. He's on Moment House.
Sure.
Moment.
Get the Beeb.
What other comics are doing this? This is awesome.
I don't know. I know that
Is Schultz still up?
Have you heard? Schultz did the thing. You put it up for a limited time.
Yeah.
It went away, and then Schultz made a whole video. He's like, "Look, I know I told you I wouldn't bring it back, but I just fucking love money. It's back up again." He is shameless, and I love it. That he was just.
Can you still get Schultz's?
Yeah. Oh, is it? Well, I thought it was going back up. Oh, he did.
Are you serious?
Whoa, because he said that he was gonna just
By the way, I just opened my Instagram.
yeah, good for him. It's funny what he said he was gonna do
Wow. 489,000 views
today.
in 9 hours.
Good for him, man. He said, I don't know if it was on the record. Maybe I just heard this through people I know that know him, that he wasn't going to release it for a year. He was just going to clip it out online and then do YouTube. So God bless him.
Good for him,
Put
man.
it up there, yeah.
Good for him. No, tasting cum. That's a viral moment. But he's so good at naming these clips that I'm like, tasting cum, click that. Like, yeah. I'm gonna start doing that with I'm gonna start leaning into. I'm not good at naming clips. I'm gonna start naming but I'm good at naming specials. I'm gonna just put only for racist people, and then people will be like, "Well, I want to see what that is,"
and then never mention race at all. Nothing. Everything.
It's kind of what I do with my stand-up. I rip my shirt off and then never talk about my shirt being off.
Well, good.
And everyone's like, there was one compliment I got from Letterman, and he goes, "He never brings it up. He's shirtless and he just doesn't talk about it."
That's funny.
Dude, congratulations.
Thank you, Bert. Thanks for having me on, man.
Of course.
It's huge.
We'll have a big moment week because we got you and Dane, and I'm telling you, man, the traffic's going to be fucking awesome.
Awesome.
I hope you make $10 million. I hope you break records. I hope people go, you got to do what Matt Braunger's did. And they're like, didn't Schultz do it first? You go, well, I know Schultz did it, but Braunger's the one that did it.
Look, Chubby Checker didn't invent the twist.
What happened to Louis? No, Louis.
No, who?
Yeah, Louis. Who?
No one knows who that is.
Yeah. Dude, congratulations.
Thank you,
man.
Bert. Appreciate you, man.